They do it peacefully, Jerry. Hi, Ayatollah. We're here for our oil. What are you MILFs doing here?
We're your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, an Odyssey sports station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Good morning, New York City. We got a lot to discuss, a ton to discuss. The New York Mets will attempt to actually win a baseball game. The Yankees renew their old rivalry. Odell Beckham Jr. is flirting with the New York Football Giants. But the headline on this Tuesday is that the Atlanta Hawks shockingly come back, defeat the New York Knicks, and even this series at 1-1. Let me start with a public service announcement. Because NBC, who all of us have bent over backwards talking about how brilliant they've been, bringing back the NBA to NBC, the theme song, the graphics, the nostalgia. They took 97% of the audience on a ride last night. So I want to clarify for anyone just waking up or anybody on their commute to work who isn't still sure yet if the Knicks had a timeout at the end of this game. They did not. They did not have a timeout. And I think that there were many Knicks fans last night, whether on social media or texting their buddies or calling their friends, who were bitching at Mike Brown for not using a timeout that he didn't have. NBC has one job, and this is not on Noah Eagle. And as much as I love the Eagles, I'm not going out of my way to protect them. I'm calling it like it is. The graphics department, the information people, they have to know. And if you watch closely at the end of this game, Sean, Tiki's out, he'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. If you watch closely, the graphic for timeouts goes from 0 to 1 as CJ McCollum is missing his 2 free throws. And that's when Noah Eagle and Jamal Crawford, who is half asleep, say, Knicks have a timeout, which then they don't use. They did not have a timeout. Now, where you can criticize Mike Brown is when he used his 2 timeouts. Correct. One of which was right after an Atlanta turnover, and the Knicks were in the midst of their offense with about 2:20 to go, and Mike Brown said, nah, we're calling a timeout, which I understand if you have another timeout. Right. So I just want everybody to know, because we're going to bash Mike Brown today. We're going to bash a lot of people today. He can't be bashed for not using a timeout that he literally didn't have.
They didn't have it. Now, here's the next question that I still haven't found answered anyway, because I went to bed head on the pillow going, I can't believe Mike Brown didn't call a timeout. And then, of course, you wake up.
You're one of them.
Right. Well, because immediately, a little late now, Evan, right? We go right to bed. I didn't stay up for the postgame. You wake up and you see this happen. And here's what I don't understand. Look, Noah Eagle has a tough job to do, but if we're going to praise him at every turn, where did he look for those timeouts?
The graphic popped it up, and he probably had someone in his ear saying, Knicks have a timeout, Knicks have a timeout. That person should be suspended.
Evan.
Not fired, that's too harsh. Suspended.
I'd love to fire his ass.
Or was it the Garden's fault?
Why was it the Garden's fault?
Because I don't know, Evan, we've all sat there, only No Eagle has to look up, and you see the timeout dots on the big-time scoreboard, and that's where NBC is getting their graphics from.
Rami, you were in the building last night. He is putting the blame on Madison Square Garden. What say you?
No one in the building thought there was a timeout. Everyone knew that.
Okay.
Used both
all right, so then it's the graphics department. Then I still got to blame Noah. How about take a peek up to the scoreboard?
No, it's not Noah's fault.
In fact, they announced the PA. The Knicks used their final timeout at 11 seconds. Their
Come
final
on.
timeout. It said it out loud.
How could Noah not take any blame for that?
Why are you killing Noah for it? It's NBC.
Listen,
they put the graphic at 1. It's from 0 to 1. And by the way, that timeout, so there are 2 timeouts you can use in the final 3 minutes. The one that they did to draw up the 3-pointer for Jalen Brunson, which was perfect, and cut it from 4 to 1, is an obvious timeout. No one is criticizing that. The timeout under question is the one that Mike Brown used with about 2.5 minutes to go, which subsequently left them without a timeout in this final sequence.
And too earlier in transition. I don't want to kill Noah Eagle, but at the same time, we've praised Noah Eagle for plenty. We praised NBC, like you said, for plenty. If they're making an announcement in the arena and there's a big scoreboard above, look, this ain't an 8 o'clock game in the Big Ten. This is the NBA playoffs at Madison Square Garden.
Jesus.
And I love Noah. And Noah, I bet you Noah would be the first one to tell you, yeah, I screwed that one up. Nobody helped him. Clearly, nobody in his ear helped him. A spotter shouldn't help him. If you are the play-by-play voice in Madison Square Garden in an NBA playoff game, I'm sorry, that's the big leagues. You got to know time and situation.
After the game, if you stayed around, and I don't know if every Knicks fan did, because when you lose a game like that, some just say, I'm going right to sleep. You don't want to relive it. Here's the explanation on NBC right after the game from Maria Taylor.
We just want to say that the scoreboard showed a timeout that the Knicks did not have on the final play, but due to a data issue, the wrong timeout information was communicated, so that's why you see a timeout on this scorebug.
There was a data issue.
That issue. That's
now,
on NBC, man.
A huge mistake by NBC, but I just wanted to clarify before we begin this discourse on what happened last night. They did not have a timeout. You want to criticize the timeout Mike Brown used with 2.5 minutes to go? Fair game. But they did not have a timeout. Now, let me get to my criticism.
All right.
And this is where I think being on the other side is going to help this discussion. So I don't like the Knicks, right? I think I'm very obvious about that. And the guy who I really dislike is Josh Hart. Now, ask me why. Say, hey, Ev, what makes you dislike Josh Hart?
Hey, Ev, what makes you dislike Josh Hart?
Back in his days in Portland, and certainly his days with the New York Knicks, and this is backed up by data, which I'll provide in a second, there is nobody, not a person, not Kevin Durant, not Steph Curry, not Kawhi Leonard, not a human being in the NBA better at the one-man fast break on a defensive rebound than Josh Hart. And I'm not just saying that. The data backs it up. He is elite at the one-man fast break. And diehard Knicks fans are probably like, yeah, no, I've seen that. How many times has this guy grabbed a defensive rebound, whether it's off a missed free throw, whether it's off just a traditionally missed shot? How many times has Josh Hart gone coast to coast? So when C.J. McCollum, more on him later, choked on those 2 free throws, including missing the second one, and Josh Hart had that basketball nestle into his hands with 4.5 seconds to go, and I've done the research because I know this guy's kick-ass in the one-man fast break. He's got time, based on the data that has been supplied throughout his NBA career, to go coast to coast. And I can tell you this as someone that fears Josh Hart, as someone that's not rooting for him the way everyone in the audience is. As soon as he gave up the basketball, I felt better. Because the most effective play without a timeout off a C.J. McCollum miss was Josh Hart going coast to coast. You know what wasn't the most effective play?
Dumping it to Bridges.
Letting Mikal Bridges do what he does best. And you know what that is? Avoid contact, not take it to the basket, and settle for, in his words, his spot and his mid-range jumper. That's not the formula for success. So I want to make it clear. There are many other things about this game, including Jalen Brunson's ball hogginess in the fourth quarter, to Karl Anthony Towns disappearing, to Mike Brown's pathetic rotations in the second quarter of this game and even early fourth quarter. And I promise you, we'll get to all of it because it all deserves its blame in what happened in game 2. But I'm just telling you, because I haven't heard enough people say it. When the ball is in Josh Hart's hands and you don't have a timeout, as soon as he gives up the basketball, the chances of the Knicks winning the game diminish. That should have been a one-man fast break. He had enough time to do it, and I don't know why it didn't happen. I'm very confused by that.
That also is on Mike Brown, though, Evan. All the data you're bringing up about Josh Hart in that scenario, during one of those free throws or right before the free throws, hey, if this is a miss, Josh, you grab the rebound, take it. This is yours. Like, that's just a simple thing that needs to be uttered to Josh Hart to make him re-aware of the situation and re-aware that that is their best bet if Jalen Brunson's going to get caught in traffic and not be open for the dish in that spot.
Well, that was the other option, obviously, getting it to Jalen Brunson and telling, hey, captain, go make something happen. You know, even though this was not your best game on a lot of levels, I think we'd all agree, ball in hands, final seconds of a game, you're going to trust Jalen Brunson.
Right. That's your closer. But if he's caught up in traffic and not available, Josh Hart's got to know that.
And if Josh Hart does it, because I was going through the tracking data of Josh, because this has always been something you notice, but then you want the data to back you up. Like, how good is he at the one-man fast break? And the truth is, he's the best in the league. Like, that's not even an exaggeration. He's the best at the league. And from coast to coast, it takes him right around 4 seconds. Which is the amount of time they had left. So it would have been close, but there's also that great chance that you draw contact and you get to the free throw line. Like, I think the other thing is Mikal Bridges, and I don't mean to pick on him. He had 2 shots in the fourth quarter before that last one, and both were halfway down. Both were threes that felt like they were going down. Mikal Bridges, for whatever reason, and I can't explain it, we've had these theories over the last few months and years when we've talked about it, just doesn't want to draw contact. It's all about getting to his spot and taking a mid-range jumper. And that's not how you want a basketball game like this to end. So it's not only that Josh should have been more aggressive and should have had the ball in his hands. Mikal Bridges, he had open room to go to the basket and draw contact. He was by Jalen Johnson.
It's not his game. Therefore, it can't be his shot, or the ball cannot find him in that scenario late. It just cannot. You have to be able to take on contact, and you have to be able to at least play the game. Maybe I get fouled. That is how winning basketball is played in the final seconds of a playoff game.
And the other thing that happened, and it happened a lot in the final few minutes, and we've gotten used to this, and I know sometimes it's uncomfortable to take a shot at the guy that's changed this franchise, but Jalen Brunson was not his best.
He was not.
And it was not his best throughout this game. First of all, defensively in game one, I thought Jalen played well. Defensively in game two, he was a sieve. He was a disaster. Offensively, there was way too much hero ball. There was too much ball domination from Jalen Brunson. There wasn't enough Karl Anthony Towns. And we've talked about this a lot throughout the regular season, but now it matters most. We examine the Cat disappearing act and who you blame. Is it Cat not being aggressive enough? Is it Mike Brown? Is it Jalen Brunson? And I thought last night it was a real combination of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns. Because Jalen Brunson basically called his number way too often and wasn't looking to get Cat involved. And the thing about Cat, and I know we repeat this all the time, he isn't aggressive enough in enforcing his will.
No.
And that could have happened in the fourth quarter of this game, and it didn't.
Cat settled for an awful 3-2 with like 4 and change left. That if that goes down, it's a completely different ending as well.
And you know what else about Karl Anthony Towns? Like, if he's not going to be aggressive, like smartly aggressive, unlike the shot you just mentioned, then why is he on the court? Like, let's just be blunt. Then Mitchell Robinson should play. Like, if Karl Anthony Towns isn't going to be an offensive force in the final few minutes of games, then cut the Band-Aid off. Just don't play him because he's a waste. He is there for his offense.
Yeah.
He is there for the potential of that two-man game between Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, which we've seen glimpses of, but we haven't seen enough of. If he's going to be a bystander, and he was a bystander in the fourth quarter of last night's game, then why is he playing?
Yeah.
I hate to be like a jerk about it, but that's just the reality.
He's certainly not playing to get in the way of Kuminga, who had his will every time he wanted to run down into the paint and take advantage. That was the X factor last night.
Underrated star in last night's game was Jonathan Kuminga. Yeah. Two of the guys that made a big difference in last night's game were two guys that were acquired recently by the Atlanta Hawks. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Jonathan Kuminga and CJ McCollum. And the villain that he's become.
No, he's not a villain. He's just a great father and a husband.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. We'll analyze what kind of villain CJ McCollum is. But this was the kind of game last night where if you watch the regular season, if you invested a lot of time watching it, the concerns that you have about this team popped up. They reared its ugly head in an inopportune moment. And the other thing was all year long, the Knicks have been the best fourth quarter team in the NBA. And we heard about it. NBC couldn't wait to bring it up.
Yep.
And I'm not ripping them for it. Those are the facts.
They got the data right on that.
The data's right. Like the Knicks were, during the regular season, the best fourth quarter team in this sport. Probably outside of Oklahoma City. But then again, it doesn't count when they're up by 30 in the fourth quarter. That fourth quarter yesterday arguably was the worst fourth quarter the Knicks have played as a team this season. Now, how does that relate to what you saw during the regular season? It doesn't. It doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. But they allowed a young team, a team that I don't think is as talented as the Knicks, clearly doesn't have the experience of the Knicks. They allowed this young team a breath. And they allowed that throughout this game. They allowed it at the end of this game. And now, while I think most of us stand strong that the Knicks will win this series, I don't think that has changed. I don't think that is being altered by anybody at this radio station. I think Boomer and Gio are still confident. I'm sure Craig will still be confident. As an IBO, I'm still confident.
I am too.
But there was ugliness last night, especially in the conclusion of this game, that just worry you.
Yeah, and Evan, we can go a little further into this. This is also becoming a calling card and a DNA of this Knicks team, which is not being able to put your foot on the throat in the fourth quarter. So while they did that all regular season, how many times are we going to be sitting here in April and May talking about this core of this team having a moment like this where you cannot believe they blew another fourth quarter lead? That is becoming the DNA of the Jalen Brunson Knicks, is when you have a team left for dead, you leave the door wide open and you wake up after the morning going, how the hell did that team come back like that? This is like the third postseason in a row we've experienced something like this. At some point, that is who you are as a team, and that is what makes your path to an NBA Finals that much more difficult when you extend series this way.
The stat that came out last night, and it is misleading, but I'll share it with you anyway.
All right.
Entering last night's game, the Knicks were 53-1 when leading by 10 points or more entering the fourth quarter of a playoff game. Their only other postseason loss with that metric of leading by 10 or more entering the fourth quarter was the 1994 Eastern Conference Finals Game 5 against the Indiana Pacers.
Reggie Miller.
Now, why that's misleading is what if you enter a fourth quarter up by 2 and then you extend the lead to 10?
It
doesn't count, which includes last year's collapse against Indiana. When you just mentioned that this is a part of the Knicks' DNA, I think the game that obviously jumps out at all of us is how the Indiana series started last year.
Yeah.
It's an all-time collapse in the history of the franchise. And as you remember, when that happened, do you remember Tommy's reaction after they lost that game?
No biggie.
No biggie.
That was his famous no biggie.
No biggie.
No biggie.
By the way, credit to Tommy. I listened to him last night. He officially retired no biggie when it comes to the Knicks.
Did he?
Yeah, he said, I can't do it anymore.
So it is a biggie last
No biggie. Yeah, look, it's a biggie in terms of you've allowed them into this series.
Yeah.
It's a biggie in terms of maybe it creates concerns moving forward. But it is not a biggie in terms of losing this series.
No,
it's
not
a
this
best
series.
of 7 series, and you still feel you're the better team.
This is certainly, I don't think this has an effect on this series, but as we go deeper and further into the playoffs, again, I don't know how in tight games or even not tight games with the Celtics, dare I say the Pistons down the line, how you don't look back on a night like last night and think, yeah, I mean, one of these games that could turn in and change the series versus a better team is lurking around the corner because this is what this team has done now in past postseason.
They've had some bad postseason losses. Now, they've responded to them, and they're going to get a chance to do that on Thursday. But there's no question. Last night was a bad loss. And here's why it was so bad. We've been on the air for 15 minutes, and we've discussed a few of the things that have contributed to it. The disappearing act of Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson's hero ball, Jalen Brunson's defense, Josh Hart not being the one-man fast break on the defensive rebound after the C.J. McCollum miss.
Mikal Bridges.
The Mikal Bridges thing, the Mike Brown timeout. And yet, we still haven't even addressed maybe the biggest thing that contributed to last night's loss. We'll get to it next, and we'll get to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the toll-free number. Plus, we examine what kind of villain C.J. McCollum is, considering he says he's not a villain. Plus, later today is a new edition of Posted and Toasted, where we guess the old tweets of our fellow FAN coworkers. So we got a lot to do on this very, very, very busy Tuesday in New York City. And as you witnessed last night, the playoffs are here. And every game matters. And Fanatics Sportsbook is there for every moment. Here's the deal. You guys have heard me talk about fan cash. And remember, every time you bet with Fanatics Sportsbook, you're earning up to 10% fan cash, win or lose. So even if your bet misses, you're still stacking fan cash. Fan cash unlocks value you can't get at other sportsbooks, like more bets, unlimited profit boosts for your favorite player props, authentic NBA gear, game tickets, and access to exclusive Fanatics events like Fanatics Fest in New York City. But that's not their only play. The good times roll on with Fanatics Fair Play, an injury protection policy that turns losses into wins. That's right. If you love player props, your legs are protected across the entire first half of every game if an injury takes place. If your guy goes down, you're getting your money back on your part. Plays on. Make the switch to the sportsbook that gives you more to play with. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York residents call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Connecticut residents call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And this portion of the program was sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. It's also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
This Thursday is round 1 of the NFL Draft. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. Plus, New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton, and McMonigal all crash the fans' rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. Spiked Aid. Sports drink flavors spiked. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
Hey, business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Get started at amazon.com/hub delivery.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you balance of style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Hey everyone, Boomer Esiason here. I've spent years on the field learning what really matters most: reliability, consistency, and trust. That's why I love Red Pocket Mobile. You choose from 3 major 5G networks. Plans start at just $10 a month and stay there. Plus real customer care answers in under 2 minutes. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Hello, New York, New Jersey. Bank of America, in partnership with Visa, invites you to a FIFA World Cup 26 watch party. Open an eligible Bank of America checking account in participating financial centers only for an opportunity to reserve 2 complimentary tickets while supplies last. Experience special musical guests, games, giveaways, food, and more, all at a legendary venue. Learn more at BofA.com/BofA Visa Watch Party. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 26. Bank of America and a member FDIC. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
The Declaration of Deal sales event is happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. This is the time to save on all new Jeep and Ram trucks. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Odyssey Sports Draft coverage is presented nationally by Bet365, where winning is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only. And by Lincoln Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. I think Jeremiah Love might be the most talented player in this entire 2026 draft. When I watch him at Notre Dame, in any game over the last 2 years, he's the best player on the field, averaging almost 7 yards a carry, and he's a great receiver, catching almost 60 passes in the last 2 years. I could see Jeremiah Love going as early as to that team in Arizona at 3, to that team in Nashville at 4, or maybe that team in New York at 5.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a
beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Carpal tunnel syndrome. Heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines.
These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
I'm adjusting my pants. This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Is perfect steak possible? Discover how at chefiq.com. The Knicks, for yet another postseason collapse in the fourth quarter at MSG. We were just speaking about it moments ago. Up 12 entering the fourth, up 8 with over 4 minutes left. Allowed C.J. McCollum to play villain, so he says he didn't. And 5 picks Mikal Bridges to miss the final shot of the game as the Hawks win 107-106 to even the series. We did talk about this stat a little while ago. The Knicks had been 40-1 in the postseason since the advent of the shot clock when leading by 12 or more after 3 quarters. Their only loss was the Reggie Miller 25 points in the fourth quarter for Indiana in Game 5 of the 94 Conference Finals.
The reason that is so misleading is you can be up by 4 beginning the fourth quarter and then go down by 10, 12, 14, and it wouldn't count in the stat. There are certain stats. I'll give you another one because it jumps out at me as misleading and annoying. Do you remember how last year the Mets had a stat that they were 0-70 when trailing after 8? Do you remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
Well, I examined it on the Rico Brilliant, and there was a game in April in which they were losing in the bottom of the 10th inning, and they came back and won. And the reason that didn't count is they weren't trailing going into the 9th inning.
Oh, that's stupid.
I know. And so,
because the spirit of the comeback is still they've done it.
Well, that stat you just gave is the same thing.
Right.
Saying that this is only the second time in the history of the Knicks franchise that they lost a game when leading by 10 or more entering the fourth quarter is misleading because last year in Game 1 against the Pacers, I think they began the fourth quarter with like a 2-point lead. Whatever it was reasonable. Then they jumped out to a double-digit lead. And that one doesn't count?
What was the one in Philadelphia?
Which one? Oh, no, at the Garden that they blew.
At the Garden versus Philadelphia.
I don't remember. But the point is, it's all misleading.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, we all know that was a collapse last night for a myriad of reasons. But sometimes these stats are misleading. So I like to present them, but then also give it its proper context. Now, Mike Brown contributed heavily to this collapse with decisions he made early in the game. I'll reveal those in about 5 minutes. But let's get to some of your calls, some of your reaction. 888-808-1019. Chris in Levittown. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys. I'm a big Knicks fan. Obviously disappointed. I could hear the glee in your voice, Evan. I get it. But there's a reason I think that Mikal Bridges has that long kind of Iron Man streak. I forget what exactly it is. I know he's got one of the most consecutive games played in the NBA. It's because he doesn't want to draw contact. And I think you kind of live and die by that kind of horrible, difficult-looking jump shot that sometimes goes in. You know, I was hoping it went in, but I do think a lot of this squarely falls on Mike Brown. He's been out-coached the series, and I just want to know what you guys thought about that.
Well, let's go to the Mikal thing. I have brought this up a lot, that it may behoove him to sit and have this streak end, because it feels like the Bridges here with the Knicks is very different than the Bridges in Phoenix and even the Bridges in Brooklyn, specifically when it comes to contact. And again, these opinions are backed up by the numbers. Look at the amount of free throws he attempted. And I don't even want to use the Nets as an example because he became their alpha because they didn't have anybody else.
Because he had to.
So you look at the Phoenix one. I think the Phoenix Bridges is what you're thinking. And he just doesn't draw the same contact he drew 5 or 6 years ago, which leads to us as fans speculating on the why. And maybe the amount of minutes and the amount of games he's played over the years has contributed to that. And so I've said it a lot. But the problem is, why is the ball in his hands? And so instead of attacking, which is fair, Mikal Bridges, why is the ball in his hands with 2 seconds to go? When you've got a one-man fast break named Joshua Hart, who is the best in the league at it. Like, that is not hyperbole.
Yeah.
You want to hear? You want to read the data? I'm just going to do it. Now I'm going to bore you because I think you need to know.
Give us the data points.
Josh Hart is one of the most elite efficient players coast to coast, defined as grabbing a defensive rebound and taking it the length of the floor. Hart's efficiency, he averaged 1.43 points per coast-to-coast play. That is ranked number 1 in the NBA, right next to Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi Leonard. Like, what?
Think of those names.
Think of those names. He's the best at it. So I get it that you want Bridges to draw contact. I agree with you. And I think if you kind of freeze frame that moment, he had a chance to get that bump on Jalen Johnson. So I'm with you. But why not have a guy who is elite at doing this just do it? And I said it before. This is why sometimes the perspective of hating helps. Josh Hart on the one-man fast break gives me nightmares. It's unstoppable. There was a play in game 1 where he did that. And I was just like looking around like, what can you do to stop it? He's not physically imposing. Like, why? Why is Josh Hart unstoppable on plays like that? And yet and I do put it on him because the ball's in his hands.
Right. Why would he not?
He is the one who chose to give it up to Mikal Bridges.
When you choose to give it up there, you don't want it, though, right? I mean, can we all agree on that on the basis?
I don't know if it's you don't want it. It's just, hey, I got 4 seconds to go. Let me pass it off to Mikal. Maybe
semi-panicked.
Well, when you do this in the course of a game, you're probably not thinking about how much time it takes you to go coast to coast. Right. And Rami and I were talking before the show because we were doing the math on it. Like, how much time does it take to go coast to coast? And Josh does it in about 4.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Which is the amount of time that was left. So it could be the clock in his head that made him say, I'm not sure I'm going to have enough time to do this.
All right. Because in real time, my thought process was, all right, he passed it. Like, I never once thought Josh Hart made a mistake giving it up until Bridges obviously missed it.
Let's go to Ryan in Long Beach. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Big fan of the show. Appreciate you taking the call.
Appreciate it.
I have a little bit of a rant to go on, so if you can give me like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, I would appreciate it.
Go.
First thing I want to say about the game yesterday, I think that it could end up being a positive and a wake-up call. You shouldn't need a wake-up call in the playoffs, but blowing a lead like that to a beatable team is better than doing it against the Celtics or Detroit where it could end your season. I'm sure Boston would have rather blown a game like that to the Magic in the first round last year than against the Knicks when it ended up eventually costing them their season. So it could end up being a positive if it could snap the team out of, whatever blown lead problem they have and wake up. That's not the point that I wanted to make. Regarding the actual game yesterday, ton of reasons you could put on the loss. Brunson inefficiency, Cat no touches, the mismanagement of the minutes and the foul trouble, Deuce and Sham had nothing off the bench. My biggest frustration yesterday was the fans in the arena and us, a fan base as a whole. I think we're so, programmed to losing for all those years that we need juice so bad. This is a series that should have had no juice, no rivalry, nothing to it. Take care of business at the Garden, give them one in Atlanta, win in 5. Instead, C.J. McCollum kicks Brunson into Brunson's, like you said, Evan, makes the snarky comment about Broadway after the game, and catches the fans' attention. And now we feed into that. We turn him into the villain. We give this series a juice that it doesn't need to have. He gets into it with Alvarado. We're chanting F you, McCollum. And him and the entire team feeds off it.
Yeah.
We turn it into a little rivalry when it doesn't need to be, and now all of a sudden it's a series when it should have been sleeping through this series.
It's a great rant, and I want to take you back to yesterday's show when we did play that C.J. McCollum clip of him essentially calling Jalen Brunson a flopper.
Yeah.
When he said, we're on Broadway because of the kick in the Brunsons, as we called it. And I said to Rami, who was going to the game, I was like, so how do you treat him? Are you going to give him the boo treatment? And I admit, I was skeptical. I was like, I don't know how many people pay attention to it. Like, they're the Hawks. You don't really care about C.J. McCollum. He's been in the league for a million years. Yeah. He is what he is. And it definitely came through the TV, Rami, eventually into the F.U. McCollum chants that you guys went on the attack. Now, did it start right from jump, or did it take McCollum getting hot for that to really start?
I'll tell you when it started. It started when Mitchell Robinson walks over. I forget who it was. Was it Dyson?
It was Dyson Daniels,
Dyson Daniels, right? Yeah. So Mitchell Robinson walks over him. I don't know if you saw this on TV, but if you're at the game, you could see it. I know, Sean, maybe my view wasn't as good as you would have liked, but McCollum walks down to the Knicks bench and starts pointing at people on the bench. So he was getting hot with the bench. And I'm curious because they looked at the Mitchell Robinson thing. They didn't look at McCollum on that play.
TV said he was pointing at Spike Lee, ironically.
No, he was across from Spike Lee. He's standing over by the Knicks bench pointing at someone on the Knicks bench. It might have been Alvarado who eventually comes in and gets involved.
So that's what sparked it?
That's when every time after that they start booing, and then he gets into it with Alvarado also.
It's interesting, and I wrote that play down as like, hey, I want to mention this because I think we'd all agree Mitchell Robinson shouldn't have done that.
No, Mitch acted like a punk there.
It was pointless. That's the word I would use. It was pointless. Like, Mitch, we know you're tough. We all do. We all have great respect for Mitchell Robinson. Walking over Dyson Daniels in the first quarter.
Time and place.
Yes, exactly. Like, maybe there is a time and place where I'd say, man, I like that. You just sent the message. Like, you walk over Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid, you walk over Joel Embiid, I'm having a party for you. Like, I think we'd all say, yeah, good for you. To walk over Dyson Daniels and then get this unsportsmanlike technical felt like it was pointless.
Right. And he wasn't CJ McCollum. So save me that was payback for the kick in the Brunsons.
No, there was nothing. It was just Mitch being kind of hot-headed for no reason in the first quarter of this game. And that's interesting if that's what sparked it, because CJ rightfully so responded. I mean, CJ McCollum's a 35-year-old veteran. He saw this young player get walked on. He's like, I got to send a message, so I can't even blame him for that.
And give CJ, I know we don't want to because it's New York, give CJ McCollum credit for this. He, again, sees a young team that doesn't have the experience and the pedigree the Knicks do in his teammates, and he knew to make a bigger deal out of something that was nothing, and that is what energized that team last night. If he's going over to the bench, his teammates are seeing that, backing him up. McCollum lit a fire under the Hawks last night.
But when you're in that building, and this is where I respect that rant, I understand that rant, if you're at Madison Square Garden last night, and you're in a playoff game, and you see C.J. McCollum doing that, and he goes off. He has an overall pretty effective game. I mean, here's the most damning statement one can make. The best player on the floor last night was not Jalen Brunson. It was C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
That's that can't happen. Or should it happen?
He fed off it, Evan. When he checked back
in that game. Okay, but I want to attack that for a second.
Okay.
What are Knicks fans supposed to do? Sit on their hands? Like, our last caller is saying, don't chant stuff at him. Don't make him the villain. Like, what are you supposed to do?
We need an FU CJ chant last night?
Okay. I don't like the expletive chants.
But it's also unoriginal. You did it to Trae Young.
I know, but you're going after an opponent. You're booing him. You're chanting something at him. We can get into the curse words or not. I mean, that's different. But, like, it's a passionate fan base. Like, are they supposed to not say anything? I guess that's my question. Act like it's a library?
I think look, they're supposed to do something. There's not a right answer to this, but I will say this. You know, for years, we come on here and we talk about how it's the world's most famous arena. It's the mecca of basketball. And yet C.J. McCollum is another example of all of those things we say about MSG always seemingly are about opponents having big moments who thrive on the crowd giving it to them, right?
So the crowd isn't supposed to do anything.
Yeah,
That's my question.
I think we need to change our perception inside Madison Square Garden.
So act quiet. Sean is saying don't say a word.
Yeah.
Act like a library.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Because opponents clearly feed off the old Derek Jeter saying of, nobody's don't get booed, right?
Right.
Or whatever the hell. I missed up the saying.
Yeah.
My point is, a guy like C.J. McCollum, he fed off of it. A guy like Trae Young fed off of it. Tyrese Maxey, they feed off of it. Reggie Miller. Like, the Knicks fans need to stop giving the energy and the lifeblood to a team that could otherwise be dead that's being fed off a star's momentum.
I think C.J. McCollum is a very different kind of heel. We'll break that down in a few minutes. Let me get to Mike Brown real quick, because I thought this was very, very important in last night's game, and we'll get back to your calls. We appreciate you waiting. The rotations that he used last night, and what bothered me was his answers after the game, which I'll play for you in a second. But when he doesn't have Jalen and Cat on the floor, and he's running a second unit without either guy, number one, that's unacceptable. It can't happen. Like, it just cannot happen. One of those two players needs to be on the floor at all times. It's not that difficult to divvy it up. And what bothers me is that most of the season, that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the season, like Mike, Coach Brown, we actually watch the games. Some don't. We do. Rami's watched all 82. I watched close to all 82. You cannot tell us that most of the season you didn't run with Cat in the second unit.
Yeah. Every time to start the second quarter and to start the fourth quarter, he was on the floor without Brunson. Every single time.
So what made you do it now? Now, full context before we hear from Mike Brown. At the end of the regular season, we did see a little bit more experimentations, a little bit more of, okay, we have Deuce. Let's try Deuce, Shamet, Clarkson, Mitch, Josh Hart, which, by the way, you cannot have.
No.
That is not a five-man group that works. But you know what? At the end of the regular season, that's cool.
Right.
You got to try it out. Like, I'm okay when you're playing meaningless games against the Toronto Raptors to say, hey, let's just see what this five-man unit looks like. To do that in the postseason is unacceptable. Here is the question and Mike Brown's answer, and I am going to poke holes all over it. Go ahead.
Mike, there were a few stretches there where you went with lineups that didn't have Jalen or Cat on the floor. Just wondering what you saw in those lineups and if you think that's kind of where the game got away a little bit.
No, I don't think so. We've played that lineup, I don't know, quite a bit since the end of the season, and that lineup's been pretty good.
Okay, you played it a few times at the end of the regular season, a lot of them against non-NBA teams in non-playoff situations.
Yeah.
There is a difference. There is a huge difference between playoff basketball and let's try a rotation in the final few days of a regular season. Again, Coach, we've paid attention to it. So while you did try it at the end of the season, you tried it in games that I don't think you can get a great purview of.
Yeah.
That's number one. Mike Brown, continue on, because we really need to hear more about this.
We weren't good tonight, and we turned the ball over a few too many times during that period, but we had opportunities where, our starters ran and we were up 8-10 and Atlanta closed it. So I wouldn't just say that specific lineup caused it.
Yeah, no, here's why I would say that specific lineup closed it, with all due respect, Coach. You are right that in the fourth quarter, your starters re-entered with an 8-point lead. You're right about that. And your starters deserve blame for blowing that fourth quarter lead. Absolutely. That's a separate issue. Let me get to the first issue. You had a chance in the second quarter of this game to end the game and end the series. You had a chance to step on them. You allowed them back in it with a BS rotation.
Yeah.
That's what you did. So I don't like the downplaying. This is playoff basketball now. This is not middle of November against the Raptors. This ain't the middle of February against the crappy Nets. Yeah. This is playoff basketball. Every minute, every possession, everything matters. You allowed a young Atlanta team back off the mat because you played a fugazi let's play around rotation that you didn't do most of the season. You didn't do that most of the season. That's new. That's different. That's inexcusable. And I know we're living in a world in which he's not Tom Thibodeau. Well, last night they could have used Tom Thibodeau because all the managing of minutes during the regular season, that's great. You do it for this. You do it so that Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns actually can be on the floor at all moments, even if they're split up. That cannot happen, and it is an underrated but significant reason why they blew it last night, because this head coach got way too cute with his rotations to begin the second and fourth quarter. That's a fact.
Yeah, and in the beginning of the fourth quarter's case, look, and I get that he only played very, very minimal, 2 minutes in the first half. Getting Alvarado involved because you love that he's active on the bench and call him at any point. I'm fine if he enters the game, but that rotation at the beginning of the fourth, Evan, where it's the only two regulars are OG and it's Bridges, and I think it was Mitch, it was Alvarado, and I think it was Shamet. I think at one point it was those five on the court. Who's scoring? You want to play the defensive game there. At that point, Alvarado's there to be Grand Theft Alvarado. Well, that's Bridges and Anunoby's game anyway. That is where it's misplaced. If you're going to get Alvarado on the floor, he can't also just be paired with the only two regulars where their main game is defense.
Yeah, but the reason Alvarado ended up on the floor is because Landry Shamet sucked.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's essentially what happened. That's how it turned into 10 guys getting on the floor last night.
Yeah, okay. But either way, I need somebody regularly out there who can make buckets in that moment.
Here's the reality. We're 43 minutes into the show. If you missed any of it, you can rewind on the Odyssey app. I think we've gone through about 7 or 8 significant things that the Knicks did wrong, whether it's from the coaching perspective or play design or timeouts. That's how you lose a game like that. It's not one thing. Now, the fun game we could all play is, what's the number one thing to you? I'm sure to a lot of Knicks fans, it's going to be Jalen Brunson playing hero ball. To some, it's going to be the final possession. But it really is everything. And for Mike Brown to downplay his rotations in the second and fourth quarter, bro, come on, man. You know better than that.
It's like when we say in baseball, every game counts. Every point and every possession ended up mattering.
No doubt, especially against a young team on the road. You had a chance to go up by 20. If you go up by 20, is that game over? I think so.
Yeah.
They're done. They're cooked. And you let them off the mat in the second quarter.
And now for the rest of the series, they're going to think they're never out of the game.
Yeah. With that said, Knicks in 5. But nevertheless.
Okay, right. But still, the mentality of an opponent has changed now.
No, I get you.
You let them back in that second quarter, and it spanned multiple stoppages and timeouts where he kept them on the bench.
He could have changed
because
it.
we were talking, you said maybe it was underrated. In the moment, I have my tweet from last night, in the moment talking about it, and I was talking to the people next to me also, why is he not changing the rotation right now? You felt it in the game.
Yeah, because you allowed a game that could have been easy, could have been a laugher, to get a little bit closer. And here's a dangerous.
They ultimately took the lead.
I know
in that spot.
But you know what's funny? Like every time Atlanta responded, it did feel like the Knicks had a big moment. OG hit that big three when they cut it to 6 with 9 minutes to go. Like they had a lot of responses. Like they took that lead in the second quarter, and then they immediately had an 8-0 run led by Mitchell Robinson and Jordan Clarkson. So the Knicks, for the most part, did do a really good job of responding every time, which is why ultimately I thought, despite all these mistakes, they were going to win.
I did too.
Like I didn't really ever think they were going to lose that game. Now, let's get back to your calls. Ozzie in Woodridge is on hold. He is a big Hawks fan. I'm just going to be honest with you, Ozzie. You're going to have to wait a while because we need to hear from Knicks fans. So I'm letting him know. I'm being fully direct. You're on hold. You may sit there for 2 hours. Let's go. Jeez. I'm sorry. Let's go to Rob in the Bronx. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
Good. All right, so I'm watching the last play. I can't stop getting this out of my head. So Hart rebounds the ball with 5.6 left, right?
Yep.
He outlets to Bridges. He's trailing the whole play, trailing. You guys just mentioned he's one of the best driving, dunking, going to the rim. Okay, when Bridges pulls up for his shot, there's 2 seconds left. If you look, Hart is at the foul line with 2 seconds left. Okay?
Yep.
If Bridges gives him that ball back, he could go up for a layup or an easy dunk. He's trailing the whole play.
Yeah, he's right there.
Lack of execution, I just think they didn't execute the right way.
And that's the one guy he could have passed to. Jalen was on the other side of the court. Cat was barely in camera vision. OG, same thing. But yeah, he had Josh Hart trailing, and that was an option. But I think once McCall had the ball in his hands, it was obvious what he was going to do. I mean, he was going to get to his spot, his words. And that spot that he's in love with is his mid-range, which he's good at.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying he sucks at it.
If you're good at it and it's your spot, you better also hit that shot.
Yeah, and he didn't. Let's go to Joe in Jersey. What's up, Joe?
Hey, guys. Just wanted to make a quick point about the Knicks, and I feel like it goes along with the theme of the show so far.
Yeah.
I feel like they're missing like that reliable scoring piece. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but it feels like they've been – since they lost like a guy like DiVincenzo, they don't have that guy like that. I mean, I know Brunson can be that guy, but you can't expect it every game. You know, you rely on OG so much defensively. Yeah. Hart's a physical player. You know, Bridges isn't going to do that. So, I know they were linked to like Mitchell a while ago and, or McCollum in a situation like that. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but if you have a piece like that, in situations like that, you might feel a little bit better.
Joe, in a perfect world. Because trades are tough, man. You have to give up something, and sometimes it makes you uncomfortable. In a perfect world, they wouldn't have traded Dante DiVincenzo in the Cat deal.
Yep.
But the Timberwolves are a contender. We saw them make a great comeback last night. You have to give up something to get something. I cannot argue that would this team be significantly better if they had a piece like Dante DiVincenzo? Of course. Absolutely. But they're not easy to find.
Yeah. The guy who's the closest to that, who should be, but I think he's still just trying to, come back on his minutes, is Deuce McBride.
Yeah, and he was awful last night. I have very rarely uttered that phrase into a microphone. Deuce McBride was awful last night. Deuce McBride was awful last night.
But why is he running the second unit as the
Well, that's the thing. He's not a point guard.
Correct.
So a lot of that is the situational of Mike Brown basically saying, run the offense. And I agree.
And then he brought Alvarado in, and still Deuce is running the offense.
No, I know.
It made no sense.
With that said, he sucked.
Yeah. He did.
Two things are true. He wasn't put in a good position to succeed.
I really don't think he's fully healthy.
He may not be, though he was really effective in game one.
I know.
Deuce hit 2 shots in game one, and they were both, as always, this is what I usually say about Deuce. They were significant shots that changed the momentum of the game. Obviously, that did not happen last night. John in Queens. Good morning, John. Hello,
Good morning,
John.
fellas. How you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
So, I call in all the time when it's Knicks talk, and obviously this was a huge game last night. I didn't catch the beginning of the show, so I'm going to definitely follow back up and see what you guys said initially. But my points that I want to make, I hear you guys on the Mike Brown rotation last night. I hear that. I was on Knicks Fan TV, and I spoke about it a little bit, too. I get you on that. But a couple of points.
Yep.
Fourth quarter, we're up by 12, right? With some of the bad rotations. 6 minutes in the game, we're up. Well, no, I think like 5 minutes left in the game, we're up by 8.
Yep.
Still with some of those bad rotations, right? I completely put this loss on Brunson. I love Brunson. Had the jersey on last night watching the game. You have to we're in the penalty. I don't know if you guys remember. There was, I think, 3 minutes left. They took 3 threes, 3 terrible threes in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson took a chuck-up 3. Cat took a 3, and I think either Bridges or someone else or OG took a 3 possessions in a row. Force the action. You're in the penalty with 7 minutes left. I know you guys missed 10 free throws last night, but I would still take you Brunson or one of the guys
Get to the line.
going to the rim and going to the line.
Yep.
So I hear you guys on the Mike Brown rotations. They were terrible, but we still had everything going right, and that's the bad playmaking, hero ball, forcing the shot, and getting ripped, and just taking bad shots. Like, Brunson doesn't need to do that. Like, you got Cat should average 30 and 15 easily in this series.
No
easily.
question.
They have nobody that can guard this guy, and I can't figure out why they refuse. And I don't want to hear about he needs to demand the ball. Give him the ball.
No, it's on Jalen. It's on Jalen. I think
Give him the ball.
It's a very fair criticism, and we did point out that one of the guys who should take a lot of heat is the hero himself, Jalen Brunson, because there was a lot of hero ball down the stretch. The offense was stagnant, and it is on him to get the basketball in the hands of Karl Anthony Towns. The other thing I really hated is when they used the timeout, which in the moment, are you really thinking when they use the timeout with 2.5 minutes to go? This is right after C.J. McCollum turned the ball over. I think either Mikal Bridges or Josh Hart deflected it, turned the ball over. Jalen Brunson has the ball in his hands. He's about to start up the offense, and Mike Brown calls a timeout. And basically Mike Brown says, all right, let's settle everybody down. I didn't think in the moment that timeout was going to come back and kill him. But here's what I did think. When you call a timeout to try to reset things, you need to come out on the next possession and do something effective. Do you know what happened on the next possession out of the timeout? OG turned the ball over.
Right.
OG turned the ball over. So there needed to be cleaner, more precise, more organized possessions in the final 2.5 minutes of the game, and really more than that from Jalen Brunson, and it didn't happen. Now, the reason why the rotations matter, because our last caller is right, at the end of the day, hey, you have an 8-point lead with your best players on the court, close them out. Of course. That's why if you're ranking the blame, you want to put Jalen Brunson number 1, totally get it.
Right.
But you also had a chance earlier in the game to extend the lead and not, as the saying goes, play with your food. Is that a phrase?
That is playing with your food. I was going with put the foot on the neck, but you weren't playing with the food.
Let's be cleaner. They played with their food. And so, yeah, you have an 8-point lead with your best players on the floor, but if you play with your food too long, you could choke.
Yeah.
And last night, they choked on their food. Does that analogy work? It feels like it does.
You went a little further than it had to go, but I got it.
I mean, the choke works, right?
Yeah. I would have went with they had to swallow their food, but I got it.
Okay. Let's go to AJ in Eastchester. What's up, AJ?
What's going on, boys?
Yo.
Sean, Evan, how are you guys?
What's up, AJ?
What's up?
All right, so, listen, did you guys hear that stat about Jalen Brunson being the only guy to score in the fourth quarter? The only guy?
What do you mean?
That was he's the only guy to score in the fourth quarter. At a certain point, I think they scored however many points. I think it was the last, whatever
From
it was.
when they brought the starters back at about the 8-minute mark.
I was just saying, not the entire.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Well, they also only scored how many points in the fourth quarter? They didn't exactly score a lot in the fourth quarter.
That's not the point I wanted to make. The point I wanted to make, Evan, you touched on it before, actually. This loss goes solely on it's on Mike Brown for the substitutions, and you touched on it before about keeping Cat or Jalen Brunson either or on the court at all times. When they're running, when Cat's off the floor and Mitch is on with Jalen, their lob game was unstoppable.
Yes,
unstoppable, and vice versa when it was the other way around, or like if you have Jalen running it or Jordan Clarkson running it with Mitch. And when Cat was running the offense by himself, he was easily taking. They're so small. Atlanta's so small. He was easily taking the ball to the rim. And again, he felt Cat. I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter. He's scared of the moment, or whatever it is. He's just not taking enough shots, or they're not getting him the ball.
Well, I think it goes back.
I
think it goes back to the first point you made, which is that Jalen is dominating the basketball and basically taking every significant shot.
Yes.
When Karl Anthony Towns is teamed with Jose Alvarado, and we saw that during the regular season, it's like Jose is on a mission to feed him. And they missed out on an opportunity like that because both Brunson and Towns sat so much throughout this game. Here are the final numbers in the fourth quarter. So the stat he was referring to is in the final 7 minutes or so, or 8 minutes or so, once the starters checked in, he was the only one to score. Keep this in mind. The Knicks scored 15 points in the fourth quarter, which cannot happen. That cannot happen. They only made 5 shots. They were 5 for 22 in the fourth quarter. Oh. 3 of them were from Jalen Brunson. Can you name the other 2 people to make a shot in the fourth quarter of this game? Rami, you were in the building. Can you name the two other guys to make a shot in the fourth quarter of last night's loss?
I would say for the Knicks, Mitchell Robinson.
Mitchell Robinson is incorrect.
I thought the Mitchell Robinson dunk was early fourth quarter. I guess not.
It was not. It's all right.
Huh.
I'll just tell you. OG Anunoby.
He hit a three in the corner.
Who made a three in the corner, yes. And the other one, Jordan Clarkson.
Had a putback.
Right,
yes.
underneath the rim. Right.
That's it.
Wow.
That's a tough game to win, especially for a team that was the best fourth quarter team in the sport. We'll take more of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019. And there's been a lot of discussion in this opening hour about what kind of villain CJ McCollum is. He's unique. We'll go into what makes him so different than every other New York basketball villain. It's Evan and Tiki. Tiki will return tomorrow. Shaun in the big chair as we take you till 2 o'clock on this very busy Tuesday in the big city. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Window-Rama is making it easier than ever. During the spring refresh sale, save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Window-Rama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Window-Rama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious New York businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. And with each package delivered, your business gets paid. Amazon Hub Delivery has no startup costs, no long-term contracts, and no delivery experience required. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. Sign up to learn more at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
After the New York Knicks blew Game 2 of their first-round series against the Atlanta Hawks, now tied a game apiece, blowing a 12-point fourth-quarter lead, it feels like a lot of fans, a lot of media pundits want to blame Knicks head coach Mike Brown. And I do think Mike Brown does deserve some blame, but at what point do we start blaming this core of players and blaming Jalen Brunson? This is the same team that collapsed against Indiana last year, and we saw it again last night. I'm Nick Costos.
Hey, Metro New York. Ready for real savings? Switch to Allstate today. Because drivers who switched saved an average of $713 on their auto insurance. So, what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for an auto insurance quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $187 a month and just $28.99 to a delivery, lease a brand new Trax 4D Wagon LT with front-wheel drive for 39 months. Buying, enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens.
Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. It's the Lincoln Spring Sales Event, where you can lease a Lincoln Corsair for only $396 a month.
36-month lease requires $48.20 due at signing. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires April 30th.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
So I saw Evander Holyfield doing a TV commercial for Terra Origin creatine the other day. When a legend like that speaks, you listen. I've actually been using Terra Origin healthy gut powder every morning myself. You mix, you drink, you're done. It's made a real difference. Better energy, feel more on my game. And look, I'm not training for a title fight, but I do want to feel good and I want to stay sharp and keep up with everything that life throws at me. That's why Terra Origin is part of my everyday routine. So why not check them out at TerraOrigin.com and save 20% off your first order with free shipping.
Experience Mets baseball with friends, family, or coworkers in a Citi Field group hospitality space. Catch all the action with your crew while enjoying unbeatable views with great food and drinks. Start planning your group outing now at Mets.com/groups.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies. Except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Growing a brand is hard, but reaching the right customers shouldn't be. Meet Outcomes from Viant. We've built an intelligent platform that handles the complexity of digital advertising for you. Powered by advanced AI, we help your brand show up in the right places at the right time and ensure that every dollar you spend leads to a real business result. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SCHEV.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy, delicious hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation at times may vary. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to carsforkids.org. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K.
Talk sports after hours with Tommy Lugauer, 7 to midnight. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
It does feel like the NBA is like pro wrestling on a lot of levels. And one of the reasons that they're similar are the heel characters that you have. And Knicks fans are certainly familiar with a lot of heels over the years, whether it's the GOAT in Michael Jordan, whether it's Reggie Miller and his over-the-top attacks that he still does even as a broadcaster, whether it's the more modern case of Trae Young.
Yeah,
Like
Joel Embiid, too.
Joel Embiid, absolutely. And all of those heels, those bad guys, those villains, come with a certain personality. I am fascinated by C.J. McCollum Because C.J. McCollum is a really good NBA player who I think if you close your eyes, you think of him sharing a backcourt with Damian Lillard back in the days with the Portland Trailblazers. They got to Western Conference Finals. Like, they had some pretty good success out in the West years ago. He was the sidekick. He was the Klay Thompson to Damian Lillard, Steph Curry.
Yes.
And then recently, he had a few years in New Orleans, which no one paid attention to, a few months in Washington, which no one actually thinks exists, and now here in Atlanta. And he has this very soft-spoken... He looks like he came out of 1989.
He looks like Urkel.
I could see it.
Like when Urkel takes his glasses off and he's handsome?
I can see, yeah. What was that character's name?
I forgot, but that's who C.J. McCollum looks like.
Totally could see it. Like he's an early 90s sitcom star.
Didn't I do that?
And he has this approach to his villainness that is odd. So the other day, he's the one that really started this because he made a comment about Jalen Brunson and that he belongs on Broadway for the way he acted when CJ kicked him in the you-know-whats in the Brunsons. And then yesterday, he took the act to another level. He was chirping at the Knick bench, though it may have been Spike Lee. He had a great performance, which is really what makes you a villain, even though he missed those 2 free throws. But overall, he was the best player on the floor. Like we have
5 from 3 in the second half.
No, I get it, but he also, think about the big shots he made in the fourth quarter in the final few minutes.
He was at the very least their ball of energy.
He wasn't perfect. And if that's the critique on him, absolutely. He was not perfect, but he was the best player on the floor. You'd have to agree with that, Rami.
2 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Was he the best player on the floor?
Yes, he was.
Thank you.
Very Morashian answer by Rami.
That's a Morashian answer. No, because I respect it. He's a villain, and you don't want to give him his due. I get it.
But actually, like Shaun said in his Cinco yesterday, if he's the best they got, I'm pretty confident about the Knicks in this series.
Absolutely.
He was the best they got last night.
I should have omitted letting C.J. McCollum beat you because he did.
Because he did. Now, listen to C.J. after the game because I think this is fascinating to learn about what kind of villain he is. Here's his response to even being called a villain and a bad guy.
I am no villain. I'm a nice guy with 2 kids and a wife. I think it's admiration. Great, passionate fans in a really hostile environment. It's fun. It's basketball. It's the playoffs. And if anything, I think it's a sign of respect.
So what I'm learning here is as the wrestling heel character, he's the guy who's not going to scream and yell. He's going to be very soft-spoken, and he's going to look at you and say, I'm not a bad guy. Like, what are you talking about?
Those are the best kind of villains, Evan. The ones that'll look you in the eye and be like, I love you. Thank you guys very much. Look at me. Look at all I have. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids. I'm not the one you hate.
I'm not a bad guy.
It's a narcissistic villain.
It's a narcissistic, calm, cool, and collected villain. But listen to this dig he took at Jalen Brunson. I want you to listen very carefully. So the question to CJ is, hey, it looks like you were really hunting Jalen so that he would defend you. Is that a matchup you were looking to exploit?
What you think? What do you think? Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Whoa.
So he's the kind of villain that's not going to tell you, hey, Jalen Brunson sucks defensively, so I'm hunting him. So he gives the calm, what do you think? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. What do you think? Yeah, I thought so. This guy's a badass villain.
And also, you know how he's full of crap, too?
He's full of crap.
Every time, the 2 times he entered the game yesterday to the boos or the FU CJ chants, the camera panned to him, and he's bopping his head and enjoying it and soaking it in.
Yeah.
You can't not be a villain and react that way on the court.
Let me tell you something, all right? And if I'm wrong, you have every right to say, Evan, you are wrong. I am now placing myself in Knick fans' shoes. I can't stand that guy. That kind of crap that I just heard, I hate him more than I would ever hate Trae Young. I'm being honest with you.
It's more annoying.
It's annoying. He's trying to play this, I'm above it, I'm 35, I got 2 kids. Like, just because you have kids, and I'm sure you're a great dad, like, no one's questioning that, but on the court, you're a villain. You're playing this act of, I'm not a villain. I'm a nice guy. I wouldn't do anything bad. Jalen Brunson deserves to be on Broadway. Jalen Brunson. He's a sucky defender. Yeah. Like, he's playing this very soft-spoken, I'm better than you act as a villain, and I'm telling you right now, I can't stand him. Is that a fair representation, Rami, or are you above it?
I honestly think just because he's not that great of a player, like, he's good.
Is Trae Young a great player, bro?
at that point, Trae Young was very
You
good.
guys
He took them
have-
to the final.
the
Was the conference finals that year?
Knicks fans helped build the legend of Trae Young greater than the player was.
Correct.
Dude, who's a better? I'm sorry. And I'll let you continue because now you've sparked me. Who's a better player? C.J. McCollum or Trae Young? Come on, you don't have to think about it. Yeah.
C.J. McCollum.
And do you think Trae Young will ever have the career that C.J. McCollum's had?
No, but
I rest my case.
Okay, but 34-year-old
Done.
bounce around the league. Anybody could have traded for C.J. McCollum versus young 20-something-year-old Trae Young when he was first coming up, and people thought he was going to be a superstar.
Just because teams made the mistake of overlooking C.J. McCollum in his post-Blazers days, where I think he was also at the end of his Blazers days coming back from the Achilles too, right?
Yeah, he was coming off a major injury, and I think he was treated, unfortunately, like the guy who makes money to kind of fill space on
That's what he
tanking
was, right?
rosters.
Did he go to he went to Washington.
Briefly.
Yeah.
But he was with New Orleans for a while.
But he was
better.
Yeah, and he was a badass with Portland in those playoffs, and then he just went to Siberia. Now he's back in the playoffs reminding you.
But here's the thing. There's no right answer to this.
Yeah.
If you're telling me as a Knicks fan, bro, I get it. I just don't hate C.J. McCollum the way I did Trae Young. Cool, I respect it. I'm just saying that soft-spoken act that we just played pisses me off. I don't like him.
Oh, I respect it. Yeah, I kind of respect it more than Trae Young, who wanted to be the villain or whatever. I don't know.
Make no mistake, C.J. McCollum wants to be the villain.
Oh, no doubt.
He embraced it last night. I could make the case that last night when C.J. McCollum came onto the floor and he heard Madison Square Garden
Oh, he was going like this. I have the video of him
doing that
to the crowd.
Doing what to the crowd?
Holding his hand up, like bring it on.
Okay.
Think about this. C.J. McCollum's played in the Western Conference Finals, hasn't gone to the NBA Finals. If you gave him true serum when his career was over, that's one of his 5 favorite moments from his entire career with becoming a villain at MSG.
Maybe. That's why it's funny to me that he's trying this soft-spoken, I got a wife and kids act.
Yep.
Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
I got 2 kids. I'd have bottles thrown at me if I went to the link.
The Brunson comment bothers me more.
That was a
what do you
douchey
think?
comment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's going to get him, if he wants to keep hearing those chants, he's going to keep hearing the chants.
And that's why I wanted to play it, because I don't think that clip's gotten enough attention because it's not obvious. It needs to be explained. You hear the reporter very quietly say, oh, you're hunting the Brunson matchup? And he arrogantly gives you a, what do you think? So you can't take the quote necessarily and put it on a bulletin board, but if you hear it, and I supplied you the context, he's being incredibly douchey to Jalen Brunson, and it's not the first time he's done it in this series. Can you pull up the clip from the other day with the whole acting on Broadway? Because that's what started this entire thing. Like, when this series started, Jalen Johnson was the guy we were paying attention to as the blossoming young star. And we talked about CJ. I think I even made a comment that the archivist of Evan and Tiki, Dan, already sent me saying, it's not like CJ McCollum's going to minus 10 years off of his age.
Oh, he has.
Which he has. But it was this comment about the kick that McCollum had on Jalen Brunson that really started any of this discussion.
I shot a jumper, and Jalen thought we were at a Broadway show. And, you know, he acted it out until they reviewed it, and it's a normal jump shot, nothing there. Unnecessary, and I look forward to getting my $2,500 back.
He said he's a Broadway actor.
You know, Brunson flops a lot.
That's how this whole thing started. Now, he backed it up with performance, and he deserves a lot of credit for that, but that's how he became the new heel of 2026. So congratulations to him, but I tell you, I don't like it. This is very Jake the Snake Roberts-like, where he's a soft-spoken heel. That's how I would compare it in professional wrestling terms.
Which color C.J. McCollum jersey are you showing up to the draft party in on Thursday night?
Me? I would never do that. Huh. I would never do that.
How quickly can you get it? You might have to go to the NBA store in Midtown for that.
Do they even make a Hawks CJ McCollum jersey?
Oh, I'm sure they could slap that together real quick for you.
All right, Ozzie and Woodridge, what do you want, Ozzie?
If Jalen belongs on Broadway, CJ belongs in Radio City with the Rockettes.
That was a very high kick by CJ McCollum. You are right.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Evan, this is only for you, okay?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Knicks Hawks because the series is far from over.
Of course.
The last time I called, I wanted to give you reasons, and the only thing you kept saying is, what do you pick? What you pick? What you pick? What I wanted to tell you is the Knicks have been fattening up over the last month on these cupcake teams. The second they are put under pressure on both ends of the floor, all the dysfunction from top to bottom, from Mike Brown to Rick Brunson to the roster to the rotation to the way they act on the court, to Jalen Brunson not being able to defend, to Karl Anthony Towns throwing cheap shot elbows. They all come to light when they are put under pressure. They are still the same flawed Knicks. They are still filled with dysfunction. And whether the Hawks win this series or not, last night's game was the start of what's going to happen if they continue to matriculate through the playoffs.
All right, let me counter this, because this is actually similar to a point Shaun made earlier about they may win the series, but these are the kinds of losses you can't have when you go on a deep playoff run, which, by the way, totally fair point. I want to counter it with this. Okay. Do you remember the Detroit series last year? Or did we all conveniently forget its existence?
That they ran into roadblocks in the series?
No, that the Knicks lost a game 2 at home. And by the way, game 1 they came back on. Okay. Like, remember they had like this crazy fourth quarter run? Like a 20-0 run to put the game away? Yeah, the campaign
game, right.
So they were tied 1-1 with Detroit. They then proceeded to have to go on the road facing adversity, and in one of the toughest environments to play in, responded by winning game 3 and 4, lost game 5 at home, and then won another classic of game 6. And I remember when that series ended, there was a lot of, wow, that was more difficult than we expected, blah, blah, blah. And then you started to think to yourself, I wonder if they were better off getting a series like that. I wonder if being punched in the face actually helped them. And what did they do in their next series?
They beat the Boston Celtics.
They didn't just beat the Boston Celtics. They left very little doubt in doing so. I know they had miracle comebacks in game 1 and game 2, but it was never a series you felt they were going to lose. And obviously Tatum goes down, makes closing it out a little bit easier after they lost game 5 in Boston. And so do we look at the Detroit series last year as a roadblock to their success? No, it was a learning experience. So if they win this series in 5 or 6 and they sweat a little bit and they overcome mistakes, but they can actually build off of that, which is the ultimate key to anything in life, then how could you say this series turned out to be detrimental to them winning an NBA championship?
Well, okay, I think you're misremembering, too. Again, while they beat the Boston Celtics and then obviously what happened in Game 1 versus the Indiana Pacers, we know that this is different because of the way Mike Brown manages minutes as opposed to Tom Thibodeau, but the Knicks ran out of gas versus Indiana. You don't think they would have liked to have had Game 2 back versus Detroit? Like little moments like that alone, not blow, obviously, Game 1. That's where last night, it may not be a standalone, but you start to add those games and add those moments and add those minutes up later, and you make your path more difficult when you simply find a time to run out of gas.
Let's go to James in Spring Lake. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Just wanted to touch on a couple Mike Brown things here. Coming out of that fourth quarter, more importantly, where he had a combination of Bridges, Clarkson, Alvarado, Anunoby, and Robinson, I believe.
Yeah.
Who, in the regular season combined as a group, had 0 minutes played together. Yes. These guys.
Yes.
And now we're not talking Game 2 of the regular season, Game 2 after the trade deadline. This is Game 2 of the NBA playoffs. Not the time for experiments like this, man. It's mind-boggling. And then just to touch on Cat quick as well, I know, it is on Jalen to get him the ball, but at the end of the day, Mike Brown is at the helm. They have 8 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. They're already in the bonus, the Knicks. Cat is matched up with O'Conru, who has 4 fouls. Daniels, who has 4 fouls. We can't just hammer Cat in the paint.
Yeah.
And end this game when you're up 8 points.
We saw
so
Cat.
Infuriating.
No, I understand. We saw Cat during the regular season do whatever he wants in that matchup with Okongwu. To the point on Mike Brown's lineups, that's why it is a big deal to talk about Mike Brown's lineups. You can downplay it all you want and talk about, well, the starters had the lead with 8 minutes to go. They got to close them out. All true. But when you're experimenting with rotations in Game 2 of the postseason, that's a problem. And it can't happen. It just can't. Like, you can't be experimenting with combinations that we haven't seen all year, and then when it's not working, not make the adjustment.
No, the experiments are what the regular season's for. That's it.
And he did it in the regular season. And I get that, and I have no problem with that at the end of the regular season, but it is now playoff time.
Right.
There is no reason that all moments of games, unless the game is over, or unless you're switching out for defense in the final seconds of a quarter or a half, to have either Brunson or Cat on the court at all times.
It's a mismanagement.
Needs to happen.
Keep listening this hour. Usher tickets at some point this hour. Usher tickets.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right. Look at you. Val in the Bronx. Hey, Val.
Evan Rico Roberts. Mr. More Yankees Morash. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
Val?
Good morning, sir.
All right. Good morning. I need a minute with this one. All right?
Go.
Because personally, I think a lot of this started before Game 2 even started. And hear me out with this. I know a lot of times in the postseason, the pressure of the adjustment is on the team that lost the previous game. But I think, and I was watching this on Saturday, and I kept saying it. I was on 161st Street in a bar watching the game, and I kept saying it to one of my boys. As much as they were winning the game and that you were feeling okay, that things, I would have liked to see more of a blowout in game one, but as much as the things happened, the one thing I kept saying to him is, why can't are we watching what's going on with CJ? Are we watching what's going on with McCollum? My issue is that while, I didn't expect you won the game. So the pressure, as I said, of the adjustment is not on you. But I think, and this is collectively, the head coach, the coaching staff, and the guys as a whole, outside of OG and Josh Hart, who defensively seem to be anchored on who they were on. You have to have a plan when game two comes. You should have seen that in game one. The way that, and CJ has been doing this for years. All credit to you guys, but I've watched this dude do what he has had that ability to get anywhere he wants on the floor throughout his career. And when you saw what happened in game one, you needed to realize that he is the head of the snake. That's the key that everything is feeding off of.
No, I think you're right, and I think that's the biggest misjudgment a lot of us made. Mainly I'll give you two reasons why that misjudgment was made about C.J. McCollum and him being the head of the snake of this team. Number one, you almost forgot he existed. And it wasn't his fault. Like I mentioned, he was a cog on a really good Western Conference team named the Portland Trailblazers for a decade with Damian Lillard.
Right.
And then C.J. McCollum became this journeyman on bad teams. Like, he was on the Pelicans for 3-4 years. He was on the Wizards briefly earlier this season. I remember seeing him in a Wizard game being like, what is he doing there?
Right. What happened to C.J. McCollum?
What happened? And then he gets moved to Atlanta, and it's like, okay, new lease on life. They have a chance to be a playoff team. And you almost forget that even at 35 years old, the guy can still play. And he is the veteran. And when we looked at the lack of experience that the Atlanta Hawks have or had, the one guy that we shouldn't forget about is C.J. McCollum. And one of the big adjustments that Quinn Snyder did very well and the Knicks fell victim to was Cat and Brunson were either good defensively in game one or they did a really good job of hiding them defensively in game one. Specifically, Jalen, he was a problem in game two. And we all know that about Jalen Brunson. He's not an all-world defender. And at times you can live with it, at times. But he was exposed in this game.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, though, to the Knicks defense, this is still odd that the series is 1-1, and it feels like Jalen Johnson and Walker Alexander have done nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Hart's been giving Jalen Johnson fits with some of the turnovers he's had. Had like two right out of the gate. We'll get to more of your calls coming up. We got a brand new edition of Posted and Toasted. And Shaun Morash gets a lot of crap around here. But did he call a major New York sports story 6 months before it happened? We'll examine coming up. Toll-free numbers 888-808-1019. Total Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is expanding across Long Island, New York City, and New Jersey with new locations opening in Comac, Babylon, and West Orange. Expert care is closer than ever. Their top-rated doctors treat everything from everyday injuries to complex orthopedic conditions. Wherever you are on your journey, they're there to help you move forward. They are the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com to schedule your appointment today or call 855-321-ORTHO.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on all name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody. And this portion of the program is sponsored by H.L. Gross Jewelers. Shop H.L. Gross in Garden City or at hlgross.com. It's also sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
It's the Carton Show with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle. Afternoons 2 to 7 on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
It's Adam Silver, commissioner of the NBA. Do you have any insight into his plans in that regard? I assume you want him back?
I want LeBron to play as long as he absolutely wants to play. I mean, it's not just a 41-year-old player in the league with the most points ever and the most so many different categories, but he's still playing at an incredibly high level.
Get the Carton Show on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and the free Odyssey app.
If you're ready to pop the big question, discover why 5 generations have purchased their diamonds from H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Save yourself all the hassle and come to H.L. Gross, where you'll get the guaranteed best price, education, and guidance. H.L. Gross Jewelers, Long Island's premier bridal ring store.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Standing right here at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, I do hereby declare a declaration of deals on all Jeeps at Ramsey.
And during the Declaration of Deals sales event happening now, you can save big on a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo X 4x4.
Lease for $199 a month for 24 months or purchase with 0% APR financing for 60 months.
And no monthly payment for 90 days.
Check out the new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-Door Sport S 4x4. Lease for just $359 a month for 36 months.
Or purchase and get 0% APR for 36 months and no monthly payments for 90 days.
The Declaration of Deals sales event happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. $2,500 down plus tax, title, registration, and fees. Zero security deposit. VIN number S8737680. MSRP $46.75. APR $16.67 per month for $1,000 finance. VIN number TW241148. MSRP $49.710. APR $27.78 per month for $1,000 finance. Ends 4/30/26.
As the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026, Bank of America knows how much hard work it takes to achieve a dream. So when it comes to owning a home, we're here to help. Get guidance and resources to buy a home you love, including up to $17,500 in select markets when combining down payment and closing cost grants. Visit BofA.com/home team. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
Penalty kick.
out of the park!
From way downtown for a
Beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra-low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Step up your game in a Mercedes-Benz from Ray Katina. When it comes to performance, luxury, and selection, count on the power of three. Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Ray Katina of Freehold, and Mercedes-Benz of Union. Three powerhouse locations delivering what matters most. First-class customer service and an experience that's always a win. Their expert team is ready to help you find the perfect Mercedes-Benz, whether it's a gas, hybrid, or all-electric. Make your move to the triple luxury Mercedes-Benz dealerships. Visit RayKatinaMercedes.com.
Everything you knew about reaching customers online is being rewritten. Time to rethink your approach. Outcomes from Viant finds real customers, not impressions, not clicks, customers. Our AI maximizes every dollar of your budget against the outcomes that matter most and proves it happened. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature-Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature-Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
If we're being honest, guys in this town, pretty confident. And hey, that's not a bad thing. But are you willing to put it to the test? California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month. Plus, get free health and genetic screenings. And more importantly, you're helping families who can't do this on their own. So if you really think you've got it, and you know who you are, put it to good use. Apply now and see if you qualify. Check out spermbank.com to learn more.
Looking for the lowest price on Continental tires? Go to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any Continental tire you choose. Plus, Town Fair Tire gives you the most free services for life. That's more free services than any other tire dealer. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services for life on your Continental tires, nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
The Lease Full Ahead event is on at Nielsen Dodge.
Get out of your current lease early and get into a new vehicle.
Don't wait for your lease to end. Upgrade now. We have hundreds of new Jeeps, Chryslers, Dodges, and Rams to choose.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Wrangler 4-Door Sport S 4x4, just $259 a month.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com.
Declaration of Deals sales event. With approval term 24 months, due at sign 8104 at tax tag 498.fee and DMV fees. See dealer for details.
Oh, hey, how was your vacation on MSC Cruises?
It wasn't just a vacation. It was a...
What's the difference?
It's a... Holiday. Because there's European style and American comfort.
Does that happen every time you say that?
I don't know. But on... Holiday. There's fresh made pasta, and you can cheer on your favorite team at the sports bar.
No, I want to go on.
For a limited time, get up to 30% off cruises, plus kids sail free. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ senses a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
It's deck days at Lowe's, and the savings are stacked. Right now, pros get 15% off all in-stock composite decking from top brands like Trex, TimberTech, and Decorators. Plus, get a free DeWalt 20-volt max 5-amp-hour battery when you buy a select DeWalt tool. The deck's stacked in your favor with brands pros trust. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 4/22 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Attention drivers, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $140 million. Take a break from the Jersey traffic and stop by any New Jersey lottery retailer to grab a ticket.
No matter the season, New York sports never stop. Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets. If it's happening, we're talking about it. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always streaming on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
We're going to take caller number 5 because my original prediction, and I stand by it, was Nixon 5. So we'll take caller number 5 at 866-540-WFAN for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Usher and Chris Brown at MetLife Stadium on August 7th. It's from our friends at Live Nations. Tickets go on sale Monday, April 27th at 12 p.m. at livenation.com. Tune in tomorrow to The Carton Show at 3 p.m. for another chance to win.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Cooking easy as 1, 2, 3. Discover how at chefiq.com. So forget the Knicks for a second. In the rest of the playoffs, the Cavs took a 2-0 series lead, topping the Raptors 115-105. Man, how much easier it would have been for the Knicks if they had Toronto. The Timberwolves rallied from 19 points down. They stunned the Nuggets, even their series in a breast.
How you doing over there? In a what?
In a breast game 2?
In a breast game 2? How big was the breast?
I don't know. Did I write breast?
Oh, you wrote a script. Let me read this. He writes a script. He's like John Minko. Okay, the Timberwolves rallied from 19 points down to stun the Nuggets and even their series in a breast game 2. Yeah, what is that? What were you even going for?
I have no idea.
What's a breast game 2?
I must have been staring at somebody on the train. The Flyers, Oilers, and Stars all took care of business on the ice while the Hurricanes beat the Senators in double overtime to take a 2-0 series lead in a game fans thought ended in the first overtime and left the arena only for a review to overturn the call. And this Fan Focus was sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
That's wild that people left. I get why. If you think the game is over, you're going to leave. I am certainly a quick leaver.
Yeah, iPad under the arm.
Oh, dude, I'm out. Loogie always used to make fun of that, but it's true because I don't want to get stuck, going down the stairs or in traffic. Like, I'll stay for the entire game, but, dude, once that game is over,
I'm out.
I'm getting out of here. Like, if there's a walk-off home run tonight at Citi Field, which would be a great way to end the losing streak, before the guy touches home plate,
you're out.
I'll be in the Piazza Club getting the hell out.
Saves you 45 minutes in a parking lot.
That's right. We'll get back to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Plus, Shaun may prove to be Nostra Morashmus.
Ooh.
We'll give you the example of that coming up. But right now on Tuesday at around 11:30, it is time for another edition of Posted and Toasted.
It's time for
Posted and Toasted.
Posted and toasted in 1, 2, 3. Posted and toasted where Evan finds the treats. Posted and toasted will Tiki guess them right. It's posted and toasted time.
Roasted and Toasted, brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Injured, visit injurylawyer.com. And Princeton Longevity Center. Experience the power of personalized medicine. It's funny.
I'm calling my shot. I'm going undefeated today.
Okay, good luck to that. We'll see. I'll read the old tweets of our fellow FAN coworkers. He will guess who tweeted it. Sean is very excited because usually Tiki gets the first crack at this. And Tiki is out. He'll be back tomorrow. So this is a big opportunity for Shaun Morash. I searched, because I try to be recent sometimes, for CJ McCollum tweets. The reason I don't think I found any is no one knows how to spell his last name.
Right. Is it a U? Is it an O?
I searched myself, and I had a lot of CJ Watson tweets.
Yeah. Are you putting a dot between the C and the J?
It's a great point. All right, let's start off with this one. This is from August 17th, 2024. More people in the tri-state area know who Aaron Judge is than Jalen Brunson, and quite frankly, it's not even close. Is that person Shaun Morash? Is that person Chris McMonagle? Is that person Al Dukes? Or is that person Evan Roberts?
It's me on the King of New York debates.
You're wrong.
No! Perfect score. Gone.
I know who it is.
Oh, Rami, for the steal.
It's Al Dukes.
Nailed it.
I'm a fat moron.
That's right.
Wow.
It was not you. It was Al Dukes.
I've definitely tweeted
What
something
gave you
about
that away? Like Al's kind of got that personality of getting into the
I
judge.
just remember it. It was recent. It was last summer,
It
right?
was 2024. It was about a year and a half ago. Okay. Good job out of you.
Damn, I'm not going perfect.
No, you're not. How about this one? This is from June 29th, 2010. Another sign I'm losing my mind and need a vacation. I caught myself clucking like a chicken to the theme of Three's Company. Is that person
what?
Evan Roberts, Greg Giannotti, Al Dukes, or you, Shaun Morash?
Greg Giannotti.
Look at you.
I'm a fat moron.
It is Greg Giannotti, clucking like a chicken to the come knocking my door. I've been waiting for you.
What a random observation by Gio.
It's a good one, though. Can't argue it. Let's see this one. This one is from November 19th, 2019. If you call chicken fingers by their name because you eat them with your fingers, then why isn't a hamburger a hand burger?
This is a great thought.
That's a good one.
Is that why we call chicken fingers chicken fingers?
Is that person Al Dukes, Jerry Recco, Shaun Morash, or Greg Giannotti?
Al Dukes.
You're wrong.
Want to go for the steal, Rami? So far, you're 1 for 1 on steals.
Was Shaun an option?
Shaun was an option, yes.
So I'm going to say Shaun.
I'm a fat moron.
It was me. It is Shaun Morash.
What is such a Shaun comment?
And it's such a great observation.
I have no memory of that.
Yeah.
I thought that. All right, now I have to go back into my mind. What year was this?
2019.
So 2019.
It's such a good observation because you do have me thinking, is that why we call it chicken fingers?
I thought
why are they called chicken fingers?
Yeah, because they can be called chicken tenders, and I think when they're flatter, they're technically chicken fingers.
Is it because they look like fingers?
Yeah, I think so. But chickens don't have fingers.
No, I understand that.
Oh, maybe I was playing off of finger sandwiches because you eat them with your fingers.
All I know is I want to call hamburgers hand burgers now.
Because it's not ham.
No, it is hamburgers.
No. What I'm saying is the meat in a hamburger is not ham.
But they come from the same animal.
No, it's because they come from Hamburg. That's the actual reason.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? Hamburg is like a city?
Yes.
You've blown my mind.
Same with Frankfurter is from Frankfurt.
See, now
both in Germany.
That all makes sense.
Hamburgers are always beef burgers. They just come from Hamburg. Saw this on TikTok.
Whole timeout.
Holy crap.
Hamburgers and hot dogs are not an American food. They're a German food?
Well, we renamed them hot dogs because we were mad at Germany for one of the wars. And so we said, hey, we're going to Americanize it by calling them hot dogs. But the Frankfurter thing I knew comes from them. It comes from Germany.
Wow.
I didn't realize that hamburgers come from Hamburg.
So where did chicken fingers come from? The Finger Lakes?
I don't know. Maybe it comes from fingers.
Chicken tenders technically come from the tenderloin or whatever.
No, we meant the
chicken.
city,
No,
Rami.
I know.
Not the part of the body.
But I'm comparing the chicken tenders, chicken fingers. You asked about that.
Why did it go to finger, though? So, I get the tenderloin
because of the
part.
shape, and it could be any kind of
That's what I
chicken.
thought.
It could be from anywhere.
That's what I was thinking. That it looks like a finger, so they're going by the shape. And it's fresh on my mind because I'm going to City Field tonight with my son, and that's his number one order. He's a chicken finger kind of guy.
City Field has great chicken fingers.
They have very good chicken fingers.
They're flat. Flat is key.
No, I get you. All right, final tweet. This is from September 20th, 2015. Quarterbacks should have pass counts the way pitchers have pitch counts.
I love this.
Example, Eli is on a strict 30 pass count versus Atlanta.
I think this is a great observation.
That's amazing.
It's a bigger ball.
You want to guess without hints? Let's see how smart you are. Maybe you can finish impressively.
I'm going to say, oh, man, this is so tough because it's too football-y to be out.
Okay, too football-y to be out.
You wouldn't mess with the sanctity of pitch counts going football. I'm going to go, could you be throwing me for a loop? Is this a Craig Carton?
No, it's Al Dukes. You had it right the first time.
Wow.
I would have guessed Al Dukes as well.
Yes.
I wish I could have stolen that one.
Sorry, man. Congratulations. Rami still beat you.
Rami was great.
In a new game of Posted and Toasted every Tuesday right around 11:30. Before we get to your calls, I want to listen to something and we could all examine this thing together. I want to go back to oh my God, that is so crazy. You know what just happened on my tablet?
What?
I have voice record on and it just wrote out, it's still writing, everything I am saying right now on a document.
Well, that's scary.
Okay, good luck to you. We'll see how are these old tweets of our fellow FAN coworkers. He will guess who tweeted. Shaun is very excited because usually Tiki gets the first crack at this, and Tiki's out.
Are you going to reread the entire last 4 minutes?
I'm just saying I have it in front of me. It's very funny. I'm sorry. Let's go back to November 26th, 2025. We were having a football discussion here on Evan and Tiki. We were on a different day part, but we were still on the radio. We were having a discussion, and it came to an injury that was suffered by Dexter Lawrence. Listen to what Shaun said on November 26, 2025, and let's determine together if Shaun Morash is now Nostra Shaun Morashmas.
Clearly something is amiss with Dexter Lawrence, who now, after this cycle, will go get to hire his 5th head coach that he's been with the Giants. He's watched Leonard Williams go to Seattle and succeed, Xavier McKinney go to Green Bay and succeed, Saquon go win a Super Bowl with Philly. How many more years
Daniel
is it?
Jones.
Yeah, how many more years does a defensive tackle at that size in his 7th year have at an elite level? I am just wondering if this elbow injury maintains to be serious with 5 weeks left, if he ultimately ends up getting shut down after the bye, maybe he doesn't play this week, and when the offseason comes for somebody who's getting paid the 11th most money at his position, who is clearly unhappy in some way, shape, we don't know why, but it appears that way. Would anybody be shocked if Dexter Lawrence approached the Giants as they go through yet another change and go, I want out of here?
Wow. Dude, you basically...
What a fat loser that doesn't know anything.
You basically predicted everything that happened. And here's the best part. I'm going to go read the mentions from when that was tweeted out by the WFAN account. This dude has the most bleep Giant takes, and that's saying a lot. This guy writes, every single week. Will writes, shut up, Morash. Issa writes, what's up with you asking dumbass questions?
Oh, so dumb.
Don writes, bleeping idiot.
What an idiot.
Taylor writes, once again, and then puts a picture of a clown. Is that your daughter tweeting at you?
It better not be.
Then you've got Beth, who puts out clown emojis over and over and over again.
What was so clown? That's, you know what, I'm more bothered at the mentions.
Killed for this. Meanwhile, to a T, like I have to give you credit because it isn't just, hey, I think Dexter Lawrence is going to be traded. That's one thing. You actually laid out the things that are being reported on why Dexter wants out. His friends being traded, a new head coach. Like, bro, it's almost as if his agent, Joel Siegel, in fact, it's almost as if his agent, Joel Siegel, listens to the show, listened to you, and said, that's what I'll say. You're the reason Dexter Lawrence.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You laid out every reason to a T months before it happened.
Look, because it was obvious, wasn't it? Like in hindsight, it was obvious. And you know when it was obvious? What I told you and Tiki that same week, that was right after the Lions game when Dexter Lawrence wasn't on the field for the Jahmyr Gibbs and Carl Banks. Do you remember Carl Banks calling him out?
Went to town on him.
And what did I say about Carl Banks calling out Dexter Lawrence?
You said that's a sign that Dexter Lawrence is kind of done amongst the Giants hierarchy.
Yeah. And this isn't a shot at Carl Banks, but let's be clear. Carl Banks, kind of like Tommy Lugauer, likes to find the positive in anything when it comes to the Giants. He just does. It's in his nature. In the past, when Carl Banks has gone reverse course and taken a shot at somebody involving the Giants, their end usually follows up pretty quickly after. See Joe Judge. That is Carl Banks' MO. Whether Carl knows that or has the intel, but it's usually like, hey, Carl, it's okay. This guy's done here. He takes the shot. The writing was on the wall. And I was kind of stunned. And I guess the caveat would be I might have walked it back when John Harbaugh got hired because that felt like the emergency parachute.
That's what I thought, to be fair.
What player
yeah.
wouldn't want to play for John Harbaugh?
Yeah.
But the damage was still done, and he's out of here. And they got a 10th overall pick. So you're welcome. Maybe next time, instead of calling me a fat clown, at least when it comes to the Giants, acknowledge I may know a thing or two of what I'm talking about.
Wow, he's spiking the football in your face.
It's true.
Now,
you want to send me a million clown emojis, Beth? What do you think of me now?
I think we all clearly think that you got that one right. Now, do you want to hear something I did that is still debatable on if I got right?
Sure. You know what, Evan? Sure. I'll back you up.
I want to see if it's right. Because Tiki kind of mocked me when I said what I said back on March 6th of 2026.
March 6th of
March
2026.
6th of 2026.
That's this year.
That was this year. You have this ready, Rami? You let me know. It's Evan prediction being right, or at least I think it's right, because
all right.
I'm going to let you judge on if I can join you in being Nostra whatever.
Nostra Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, March 6th, 2026. We better win those games.
Yeah.
If we don't win those games, I'm going to be a horrible
You
movie.
better not see Edwin Diaz.
That's right. Unless we beat him in like the top of the ninth.
Right. But that's unlikely.
You think it's unlikely?
Yeah. I mean, this is a revenge game for him.
He's going to have a bad year.
But he'll wind up having a 6-out save in that game.
Yeah, exactly. This is like revenge game for him.
I'm telling you right now, Teak.
Don't you feel that?
I think he's going to have a bad year.
Why? Change the scenery.
Closers, man. It's just, it's not even a pro-Met, I'm a jerk. It's just
a random nature of closing.
Like 2 years ago, he lost his closer's job with the team. Remember that?
That's a good point.
So it's not.
But he was coming off of like a major knee injury.
I understand.
And he just wasn't the same.
I understand. I'm making your prediction.
Okay.
He's going to have a bad year. So do I get a win for that?
100% it's a bad year. It doesn't matter that it's an injury. A bad year's a bad year.
Edwin Diaz has an 11 ERA. They just placed him on the IL. He's going to have bone chips removed, and the expectation is he's going to be back in the second half.
Loose bodies.
Loose bodies. The
3 months is a long time, dude.
It's a long time, but the counter to this on why maybe I shouldn't get the victory yet is, what if he comes back and he's utterly brilliant and he pitches the Dodgers to a World Series? Am I still right that he had a bad year?
I mean,
I would argue, yeah, because he still missed half the season.
Yeah, you missed a little more than half the season. It's a bad year anyway you slice it.
All right.
Now, it could be a fruitful bad year, but it's a bad year. No, you get the win on this. And you know what else? I don't recall you saying that about Nimmo, Alonso, or McNeil.
I did not. No, I did not.
You specifically said it about Diaz. So that's even more. It's not. You can't say you have sour grapes. You didn't say it about all those guys.
Look, there are some Met fans who want to say, hey, you guys have been killing David Stearns. Can we give him credit? And the truth is, not really, because they wanted this player back. You know, unlike Pete Alonso, who they didn't want back, or Brandon Nimmo, who they didn't want back, or Jeff McNeil, who they traded for a teenager, they wanted Edwin Diaz back. I think we all wanted Edwin Diaz back. And Edwin Diaz, and this is the risks with closers, and I think you know that going in, which is why they didn't want to give him a 5-year deal, if that's what he was initially asking for. This can happen. Closers, whether it's health or just an effectiveness, can be very up and down. Now, if they did bring him back, the saving grace would have been they would have still had Devin Williams. Right? So if this was us and the Mets had brought Diaz back, remember they had brought Devin back or signed Devin a few days earlier, our attitude, I'm assuming they're still on an 11-game losing streak, but our attitude towards the bullpen would have been, all right, it sucks, but we have Devin Williams. But interesting development yesterday in baseball land.
Yeah.
Let's get back to your phone calls. A lot of Knicks fans very passionate about their Game 2 loss. If you've missed any of the show, we've covered a lot of aspects of what went wrong in their Game 2 loss. You can rewind it on the free Odyssey app. Let's go to Ted in Hewlett. What's going on, Ted?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm glad you brought it back to the Knicks. You covered a lot. Listen, a lot of things I loved about the conversation today, a lot of things I hated. What I hated was the fact that I feel so lousy about the Knicks losing last night. I don't want to be reminded of it. Now, what I loved about the discussion is you talked about the coach, you talked about Brunson. We didn't quite tie it all together, so I'm going to tie it together. I'm going to go where it's quiet. Here you go. The problem with the Knicks last year, defensive-minded, didn't move the ball. We bring in Mike Brown. We brought him in. Now we're more offensive-minded. We're running up and down the court. I love the style of play. All of a sudden, in the fourth quarter, particularly late in the game, it's let's watch Jalen Brunson go 1-on-5 and 4 other guys sit around.
Yep.
It was so frustrating to watch. I saw it with 5 minutes to go. I was like, oh, my God, it's the old Knicks. And they lost. They didn't lose because of McCollum. They lost. And so the question is, I think it's more on Brown than Brunson because Brunson does what Brunson does. His job is to be the clutch scorer in the league, and he is. You need a coach, though, to tell him, move the ball. I don't care if Brunson takes every shot, but it's got to be after ball movement.
And we've seen what they can do when they spray the basketball all over. Like, we've seen this offense work in an efficient way in which everyone's touching the basketball. And this is something that went on during the Tibbs era. It's going on now. It just becomes ISO. I don't trust my teammates.
Right.
I'm going to make plays. And here's what's crazy about Jalen Brunson. Sometimes he'll make the plays.
Mm-hmm.
And there are going to be days during this playoff run where we come in and it is ISO ball in the final 4 minutes, but he made all the shots.
Right. He makes the three with 4 minutes left. They win the game.
Absolutely. And he also made the three that pulled it to win one, which gave them an opportunity to win the game at the buzzer.
Absolutely.
So if the question is, who do you put it on? Look, ultimately, it's on the player. And Jalen says this, and I've heard him say it numerous times after playoff games last year and even last night, which is, hey, this is on me. We got too stagnant. I've got to get my teammates more involved. He's right. But now you got to go do it. Philip is calling from Brooklyn. Hey, Philip.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Evan, you mentioned Brunson hitting that three. Right before that, he hit that three. He also turned the ball over.
Yep. Yeah, well, you're right.
you know, with all his dribbling. Look, McCollum, the guy's averaged 19 points in his 13-year career. That team is a young team. They don't really have a leader. I like what I saw out of him. And, yes, he was searching out Brunson because basically he was telling the Knicks, he can't guard me. And they don't have nobody else. So he's trying to lead that young team. That's not his personality, to come out and talk and, be this boisterous guy.
It never was.
He's trying to take the pressure off of those young guys and show them, what needs to be done in the postseason.
If that's what he's doing, it's working, at least in game 2. But I got to go back. Can you play that clip again? Because Rami even was, as a Knicks fan, kind of bothered by this one. The clip of him talking about Jalen Brunson's defense. Like, you talk about the ultimate disrespect, and he's a wonderful player, CJ. He's had a long, illustrious NBA career, and he's never had that personality, like our last caller said. He was asked about hunting Jalen Brunson on defense, and his response was this.
What you think? What do you think? Yeah.
That at the end?
What do you think? Yeah.
And that's all in response to, are you hunting Brunson on defense? Are you looking for that matchup? And he gave you the, I'm going to spit on him while he's down answer. Yeah. That's what he said. That should piss you off. Because for whatever reason, and maybe our last caller is on to something, he knows he needs to do this with a young team. Like, no one's talking about Jalen Johnson. Like, that name isn't being discussed, and he was the guy going into this series, rightfully so with the talent that he has and the year he's had, to say that's their best player. Well, he isn't right now. And maybe the attention is off of him and onto this, is he a bad guy, CJ McCollum, because of kind of douchery comments like that.
Yeah.
Taking the pressure off the rest of his teammates by being the douche.
CJ, do you think you're going to win this series?
Yeah.
CJ, do you think Jalen can defend you? Oh, no, that was the wrong. Do you think? Hold on. Let me rephrase that better. Hey, CJ.
Do you even know how to ask this?
No, what did you do? Why'd you take over for me?
Hey, CJ, does Jalen Brunson do a crappy job of defending you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it's done.
Hey, CJ. Nah, damn, I can't do it. Every question in my head comes to the wrong answer.
Is Evan having a hard time asking these questions?
Yeah.
Hey, CJ. Hey, CJ, during Game 3, as we're watching the draft in you, is Evan Roberts going to spend too much time watching Mets Twins?
Yeah.
There you go. That's how it's done.
Hey, CJ, is the Met losing streak actually going to extend past today?
Yeah.
Do you think they'll win again? Do you think the losing streak will extend past the NFL draft?
Yeah.
Hey, CJ, if Aaron Boone makes 4 crucial mistakes in Fenway, will Chris McMonagle still defend him?
Yeah.
Hey, CJ, do you think the Knicks season will end before the Mets losing streak ends?
Yeah.
Wow. That's probably the darkest one.
I think we should end on that one.
Is Evan going to be scoring the game with his scorebook at the draft party?
Yeah.
Oh, damn right. Hey, CJ, is Evan going to freeze his ass off tonight at Citi Field with 9 other people in the ballpark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can sit on the pitcher's mound for $11 I saw on TickPick.
Hey, you know what? Hey, CJ, is Odell Beckham Jr. going to do a touchdown dance down 35-9 in week 3 for the Giants? Yeah, okay.
Hey, CJ, was Damian Lillard overrated?
Yeah.
Whoa, hey, now, wait a second. That's wrong. Let's go to Vinny in Farmingdale. Hey, Vinny.
Hey, how's it going? You guys pointed out earlier that C.J. McCollum looks like Steve Urkel without the glasses.
Yes.
His alter ego was named Stefan Urkel.
That's
There you
right.
go. That's right.
Stefan Urkel and C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
Let's go to Alex in New Canaan. What's up, Alex?
Hey, man, how you doing?
Good.
If you give me a second here, I see a lot of similarities between this series with the Hawks and the Knicks, just like the Knicks and Celtics last year. And Evan, you and I both agreed on something last year, and that was that we didn't take the Knicks for granted. Even after Game 1, we thought the Celtics were going to come back. And if you give me a second, I just want to point a lot of similarities. First of all, the Hawks, because everybody's talking, even including today, everybody's speaking about the Knicks winning this series. They're taking the Hawks just like the Yankees take, like playing Minnesota. And it's not like that. The Hawks have been on this playing surge since the All-Star break. Celtics won the season series, 4-0. They came in and thought they were going to beat the Knicks without a problem. The Knicks now have won 39 games in a row where they were up by more than 12 points going into the fourth quarter. They won 91-90, and they won 108-105 after the Celtics blew 20-point leads. They had a 12-point lead yesterday after a 14-point lead after three quarters, which they blew in the fourth quarter.
Right.
You've got McCollum came back and won the
Are
game
you
for them
saying, Alex,
yesterday.
are you saying the Hawks are going to win this series? Is that your overall point?
I think the Hawks will at least go to Game 7, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I disagree with you. And it's very difficult over the course of a long series to keep your emotions in check. I think it is very easy, and I haven't really heard it at this station today, and I doubt we'll hear it from Craig and Big Mac later, where we overreact to a game and say, we're going to lose the series. That's it, everything I thought. Because remember this, and I have all the predictions. They were saved from everybody at this station. Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6, Knicks in 7. If you said Knicks in 6, well, you had them losing 2 games. Did you think about how they would lose those 2 games or where those 2 games would happen? So I think what you're looking for, you're not going to get from me, and I don't know if you're going to get it from everybody else, which is you want people to overreact to a playoff loss. It sucked. It was a bad loss. I think we've described every angle of it over the first 2 hours of the show, but that doesn't draw me to the conclusion that Atlanta is equipped to do it 3 more times. Yeah. Because that's what you're forgetting. They got to do this 3 more times.
And none of us picked the Knicks to sweep either, mind you.
I don't think so. I have to go back into my archives.
I do want you to think about something and wait to answer until we come back.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
What would be more disappointing, the Knicks losing the series or the Mets finishing under 500 this year?
That's such a funny question.
Think about it.
I will give that thought. That's a great. What would be more disappointing? The Mets with their super high payroll and all the talent finishing under 500 versus the Knicks getting knocked out in the first round of a finals or bust season.
What are the odds the Mets finish over 500 this year?
It's still very high.
But let that just simmer.
Yeah, if you look at the odds, I would almost guess that they're similar, but we can find that during the break if you actually want numbers to back it up. We'll give you that answer. Plus, Shaun Morash reacts to the idea that the Giants may be signing Odell Beckham Jr. And Met fans, how should you handle tonight as you walk into Citi Field facing an 11-game losing streak? 888-808-1019 is the toll-free number. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that's sold over 1 million shirts. Now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. It's sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant. Perfect for travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, you get the smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. You know Tiki loves that pocket square. So hit collarsandco.com and use code Tiki for 20% off. And this
is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The best rivalry in sports right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. Wolves beat the Nuggets last night. That series is now tied at a game apiece. In the last 30 games these two teams have played, they are 15-15 against each other. The games are physical. The teams don't like each other. It's high-level basketball. It doesn't have the historical context of some other great rivalries, but in terms of intensity, Wolves-Nuggets takes the cake. I'm Nick Costos.
And that Odyssey Sports Minute was brought to you by Flag and Anthem, real clothes for real life.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We are by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024, savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Partly cloudy, high 52.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Epic parties start at Staples. Now you can grab Party City balloons, decorations, and tableware, plus matching custom invites, banners, and more right at Staples. That was easy.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities? Switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Text. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, NA member FDIC.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With nearly 50 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
The Declaration of Deal sales event is happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. This is the time to save on all new Jeep and Ram trucks. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
The Rutgers men's basketball team is back in action this winter at Jersey Mike's Arena. Join the fun and don't miss the excitement on the court as head coach Steve Peichel and the Scarlet Knights take on some of the top teams in the Big Ten Conference. Limited tickets are still available to come cheer on your Scarlet Knights. For more information or to purchase Rutgers men's basketball tickets, visit scarletknights.com. That's scarletknights.com. And go RU.
This Thursday is round 1 of the NFL Draft. Big Blue and Gang Green will be on the clock with futures at stake. Plus, New York heads down to Atlanta to take the court for a pivotal Game 3. A huge night in New York sports, and the FAN crew is getting together to party.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
Boomer, Gio, Jerry, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton, and McMonigal all crash the Fans rooftop here in Manhattan. And you can check them out streaming live at 7:30 p.m. on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram. From the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. Sponsored in part by Sloman's. Save on AC today. Spiked Aid. Sports drink flavors spiked. And your home for everything New York sports. WFAN.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. Ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-939-1441. 800-939-1441.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why my biz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with my biz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit VerizonBusiness.com to get started today. New lines only. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes autopay and paper-free billing and promotional discounts. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge, applicable add-ons, prices, and terms apply. Guarantee applies to base monthly rate and stated discounts only. Add-on prices additional. Offers end June 30th, 2026.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
The Rico Brogna podcast is proudly sponsored by Takara Fuji Apple Chew High, the sparkling cocktail that blends shochu spirits with delicious flavors of fruits from Japan. Whether it's Citi Field or your favorite spot, raise the apple.
We're your official station to talk Yankees and Mets. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
We'll get to some baseball a little bit later on, plus Sean's opinion on the Giants bringing back Odell Beckham Jr., but it's been a heavy Knicks day today. If you've missed any of the show, you can rewind it on the Odyssey app. How C.J. McCollum on his own has become a new age villain in the NBA for Knicks fans in 2026, and breaking down everything that went wrong in their Game 2 loss. But Sean asked a question a few minutes ago that was fascinating. He said, what would be a bigger disaster? Is that how you phrased it?
Yeah. What would be, I guess disaster is the right word.
What would be a bigger disaster or disappointment? The Knicks losing this series to Atlanta in the first round of the postseason, or the Mets finishing under 500?
Mm-hmm. And not considering the Mets with an 11-game. Think about where we were going into the season.
No, I think you have to consider where we are now.
Oh, I understand that, but just both teams had expectations,
okay.
right?
I mean, look, I don't think the Knicks series expectations have been altered by a loss. Like, again,
no.
I go through this radio station. Everybody's predictions were along the lines of Knicks in 5, Knicks in 6. So you obviously expected them to lose a playoff game to Atlanta.
Right, of course.
So I got the current odds on the Mets finishing above 500 and the current odds on the Knicks winning this series. What do you think has a better chance of happening, according to the betting odds? The Mets finishing above 500 or the Knicks taking care of business and beating Atlanta?
I'm going to say the Mets, because we're in the midst of this losing streak.
That the Mets have a better chance of finishing above 500?
Oh, under. I'm sorry.
No, I'm asking the positive.
Above.
What has a better chance of happening?
The Knicks winning the series.
You're incorrect. Right now, the betting odds have the Mets finishing above 500 at minus 210. Okay?
Really?
The odds on the Knicks winning the series is minus 196.
Wow.
Very similar odds. So, which I give you credit, you asked a question that is backed up in it being close. Now, in terms of what's a bigger disappointment, here's why the answer is the Knicks. Can I tell you why?
Okay.
I think that the Mets, whether they win or lose, are very much a transition team when it comes to their roster. They signed a lot of guys to short-term contracts. They're trying to develop young players who aren't even here. So if the Mets have this disastrous season, which could happen, it's baseball, I think there's a kind of not an easy way to pivot, but it's like, yeah, this wasn't their team anyway. You'd be disappointed. You'd be mad. We'd be cursing out Steve Cohen. Trust me, it'll be bad. But if the Knicks lose in the first round of Atlanta, we're having discussions of blowing up the roster and firing the head coach.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, rebuilding and retooling is a lot more difficult than Major League Baseball. So I think the long-term ramifications of the Knicks, who has finals expectations, losing in the first round to this young, inexperienced Atlanta team, I think would be worse than even the Mets finishing under 500.
Although it's funny, I think there'll be bigger outcry for the Mets. I think the Met fan will be pissed more.
Well, I think everybody would be pissed.
Yeah, you would be.
I
But there's a certain element to the Knicks fan, and maybe that does change if they lost the series, that while there's anger, there's still like the little baby you don't touch. Where Met fans, it's like a free-for-all.
Well, I think there will be more anger towards the Mets because of the decisions that David Stearns has made and the criticism that he's facing. But I think long-term, the ramifications are just worse for the Knicks.
Yeah.
Because I think with the Knicks, if they lose to Atlanta or they lose to Boston, I mean, honestly, if they don't go to the NBA Finals, the discussions around here is going to be, well, what do you do now? They fired the coach a year ago. We're still evaluating under this new playoff world what Mike Brown is. You know, we talked about the regular season. The Knicks were a better team in the regular season this year. It's backed up by every number you want to look at. So it is what it is. Better defensive rating, better offensive rating, better record against good teams. Go up and down the list. Mike Brown's Knicks were a better regular season basketball team. But you're going to be judged by the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you have an early flame out, I think the discussion about him, the discussion about Kat, the discussion about everybody just gets thrown in the air.
And I guess the one common link here would be, would Steve Cohen be blamed for both?
Yeah, Steve's getting a lot of heat for last night. And for those that are not aware, and this was while the Knicks had a double-digit lead, you could see on the TV, it wasn't announced, but you could see on the TV that Steve Cohen was courtside.
No, you could see two things, Evan.
What? They was wearing a Met hat?
On each side of, I guess, the scorer's table, whatever side of the court it is, you could not miss it. On one side, there was the glaring Met hat that was Steve Cohen, and if you knew that was Steve Cohen, you knew it was there. The other side was Fat Joe in full yellow.
Oh, so now we're blaming Fat Joe again?
One end of the court, there's Fat Joe again. The other end of the court was Steve Cohen. It was like a game of ping pong between the both on who's a bigger curse.
Steve Cohen is a season ticket holder. Okay, that is just, it's a fact. He is. And he goes to games. It is not new for him to go to games. And the reason he wasn't announced on the screen, for anyone who's like, do you think they didn't announce him because of the fact that the Mets suck right now, is that if you're a season ticket holder, I don't think they announce you.
Same with Spike Lee. Spike Lee doesn't get announced.
He doesn't get announced either because he pays for his own tickets. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
If you pay for your own tickets, you're under no obligation to be on the big screen. If they give you free tickets, like John Franco and Michael Strahan.
Timothy Chalamet.
And Ben Stiller, which I'm surprised about. I thought Ben Stiller would have been like I pay for my season ticket holder.
No.
But the fact they show him every game makes me think that obviously that's not the case.
You think Ben Stiller was paying through the bad years to be there?
Yeah. No, I think Ben's a real Knicks fan.
I think he's a real Knicks fan, but I don't think he was a paid customer through the bad years.
Clearly not. I mean, obviously, like, if they show you, that's a sign that they're giving you the free ticket. So they weren't going to show Steve because he's a genuine season ticket holder. But right now, Steve Cohen's in a bad place. Because wherever he's seen or whatever he does, he's going to be looked at as, hey, why don't you comment on the Mets?
Yeah.
You had a lot to say about people not showing up with the free tickets. How about the Mets? What are you going to say about the Mets?
Should he be wearing a Met hat in that spot, too?
Yeah, he's a human billboard for the team he owns.
But you're a Knicks fan. Wear a Knicks hat.
Like, when I go to the Mets game tonight, I'm going to dress warm. There's a chance that the warm sweatshirt I put on is a Jets or Brooklyn Nets sweatshirt. Is that not okay? Like, do I have to dress coordinated to the game I'm going to? Or can I just show the love for another one of the teams I love?
I guess. But it's not like he was wearing a Knicks jersey and a Mets hat. The only piece of sports paraphernalia Steve Cohen wore as a supposed big Knicks fan was a Met hat.
You know who else is a diehard Knicks fan? And I talked to him about this because I was a little bothered by him. David Stearns, big Knicks fan.
Really?
Big Knicks fan, yeah. When I had our
he
little...
couldn't be there last night.
No.
He could not.
When we had our detente in spring training, after I got everything off my chest, I asked him about football and basketball, and I get the sense he's a Giant. He's a Giants fan, but I got the sense he was a big Knicks fan. Like he's glued to the Knicks games. So David Stearns, if this makes anybody feel better, at least David Stearns was pissed last night.
I'm sure everybody feels so much better about that.
Well, maybe a couple people.
Yeah.
Oh, and one last thing before we get to your calls, Knicks related. Earlier in the show, a caller called up and said, boy, they missed Dante DiVincenzo. And I said, look, of course they do. Sometimes you got to give up stuff in a trade. It makes you uncomfortable. And yeah, would it be great if Dante wasn't in the Karl Anthony Towns trade? Sure, but you got to give up something to get something. So last night, the Minnesota Timberwolves had a great comeback against the Denver Nuggets. Dante DiVincenzo made a couple of big shots. He was in part of that comeback, and so Anthony Edwards was asked about Dante DiVincenzo. Listen to Anthony Edwards go off on how much he loves Dante DiVincenzo.
What do you guys like about playing with Dante?
I love Dante. I told him after the game he got gorilla nuts. He's willing to take any kind of shot at any moment of the game, no matter how far it is, and you got to live with it because he makes those a lot of times. And when he took the three at the end today, I was like, Dante. Then he made. I was like, let's go, Dante. So yeah, just he's. I feel like his confidence is at an all-time high, and I believe in him. Every time he shoots, I believe it's going in because I watch him work, and he really don't miss shots and workouts. So
they love him, man.
Wow.
What a nickname.
Where was Rick Pitino on that with Dylan Darling?
It's a little different. The gorilla, I don't even know if we should say that, but hey, Anthony Edwards can say what he wants to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the guy. And yes, he's one of those guys, of course you miss. But unlike when you decide to let a player go, we were just talking about the Mets, they decided to let players go. They didn't really decide to let the player go. They knew they had to give up the player to get somebody who they think gives them a greater ceiling in Karl Anthony Towns.
That's it. It takes something to get something.
No doubt. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Adam and Maspeth. What's up, Adam?
Hello. First, to begin with, I would like to, I've been waiting my whole life to say first time, long time.
You've done it.
And I think you guys are kind of off on the McCollum thing.
Go.
You went on the whole thing about sitting on your hands and making a guy a victim and feeding juice into him. And I think his was just like, and of course I'm hawking Brunson. I'm trying to get after Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't be? So I just want to say I think you guys are a little off on that, and I think you're feeding into the wrong energy for the guy and making him more of a villain. Makes him more of a villain, and MSG is the hardest place in the world to play, and everyone comes there to play their best.
Adam, can you say the word hands again?
Hands?
What is going on in Maspeth?
What did he do wrong?
He sounds like John in Maspeth.
What do you mean he sounds like John in Maspeth?
Yeah, your hands, your this.
Do you have a Maspeth accent, Adam?
Does Maspeth have a certain accent?
I got a Douglaston accent, but I got a...
He sounds like John in Maspeth.
What is a Douglaston accent? What's any of these? I did not notice that. I thought you were going to comment on his comment.
No.
That we're making too much or we're making CJ more of a villain than he actually is.
I couldn't focus because in my mind I thott to myself, wait a minute, did John and Maspeth get a burner and change his name so we'd put him up quicker?
No, maybe people would mess.
It's possible. It was a green line, which, as you know, means it was the first-time caller, so he wasn't lying about it.
You didn't have to get in. You don't have to get into the weeds on this. This doesn't matter. But he doesn't even sound like him.
He does sound like him.
Okay.
Dan will do the work. Don't worry.
I was going to respond to a CJ comment. Now I don't want to. Now I feel out of place even commenting that we are being unfair to CJ McCollum. Here's the bottom line. In his calm, Urkel-like way, CJ McCollum has told all of us that Jalen Brunson is a flopper and he sucks at defense.
Yeah.
Now, those are two things we already knew, but rarely do players just blatantly say it.
And he
said it.
A player with the background of C.J. McCollum is a veteran in this league who has been through gauntlets of Western Conference playoffs. I think he knows a thing or two about guys who play crappy defense.
Oh, no doubt. No question about it. It's very different than Anthony Edwards, who is very direct with his description of Dante DiVincenzo and his comments about him. Like, C.J. McCollum's playing the I'm a nice guy, but I'm taking shots at him game. Sometimes you just have to listen carefully to hear them. Let's go to Scott in Manhattan. What's up, Scott?
What's up, guys? If you want to know why the Knicks lost, I'm not blaming this player. I'm blaming the play in the situation.
Go ahead.
But actually, Morash brought it up earlier, and it was not talked about enough. There was a point, I think there was like 4 minutes left on the clock, like 4 minutes, 2 seconds. Towns comes down the court with 22 seconds left on the shot clock and pulls up a three.
Just chucked it.
Knicks are up. Knicks are up 6 at this point with the ball. Late in the game, being it's a specific situation, up 6 with the ball, you can either turn this to an 8 or a 9-point lead, which feels completely different, or you can have a bad, almost had to.
Yeah, I heard you. You saved yourself. Good job.
A bad possession, and the other team can hit a 3 and make it a 3-point.
And that's
game
what
with
happened
momentum.
because Alexander Walker
Exactly
responded to that. Yep. Yeah.
And I knew exactly when the ball left Towns' hands that this would happen as a Knicks fan and a basketball watcher. I'm going to hang up because in the middle of the workday, but that was the Yankees turning point of the game.
I love it.
And what I love about that call is that happens in the NBA a lot, and sometimes it happens in moments you don't expect where there's a shot or a possession or a sequence that really feels like it turned the game around. And sometimes the miss three into a make three, it's a 6-point swing.
Yeah.
And I think what it is another example, and this happened throughout this game, where when you think Atlanta is about to be knocked out, there's a response. And sometimes the response comes from a mistake that you made. By the way, I'm going to rewatch it right now. I just pulled it up. It's about 4.5 minutes to go. I'll watch it while we take the next call because I like to see it in its sequence. But I like that. A little underrated Knicks turning point of the game.
And remember,
I have
that's
a different one, by the way. But
oh, you got one too? What's yours?
I want to say I'm looking at the log now to see if it's when I think it is off the top of my head.
A lot of plays in an NBA game, so it can get confusing. Go ahead.
When they swing the ball around and then get the offensive rebound, I think it's right after the timeout when they get the wide open three on a good possession from McCollum, and he misses it, like rims out. It's halfway down, rims out, and then they get the offensive rebound. It ends up back, and he misses it a second time. Missed 2 threes in a row. That, to me, was like, oh, my God.
By the way, I want to clarify. So, and this is the beauty of rewatching it. I didn't think it was a bad shot. It was late in the shot clock. The cat play I'm talking about, the play he just referred to. Jalen drives, whips it out to Josh Hart, who feeds it back up to Karl Anthony Towns on the right wing, and it's a relatively good look with only 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
So it was 6. I thought there was more. Okay.
And he flat out missed it. And sometimes it's a make or miss league.
You could tell the moment it left his hands, though.
It was a terrible looking shot. No. It was off the kind of the side, and then it led directly to the next possession being an Atlanta 3 that caught it to 3. It was a 6-point game.
And I'm pretty sure it was in that moment the Knicks had missed, right, on 3 different possessions down the floor.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. It starts to add up. But just in fairness, and this is why going back and watching, and by the way, that 3 that Alexander Walker made was all set up by C.J. McCollum, who got into the paint, feed it to him wide open, right side, and he nailed it. So I definitely agree with the sequence being a big sequence, but in fairness to Cat, it was not chucking up a 3, 4 seconds into the shot clock or anything like that. Let's go to Anthony in Summit, New Jersey. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, Evan, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. So first, before I ask my question, I just want to say quick shout out to C.J. McCollum because, like you, Evan, I'm a Nets fan, and I went to Lehigh University.
Oh,
I see. I get you.
Garden, the Knicks. That was great. Yeah. But what I asked about is you were talking about the odds between the Mets and the Knicks. So I got curious. I pulled up FanDuel. I'm curious what you guys think are the odds between the Mets and the Knicks to each win their respective championships. Who has better odds right now?
Here's the thing. And I would guess that the odds are very similar only because of the sport. And this is the argument Shaun made a lot about comparing the Islanders and the Knicks, that it's so difficult to win an NBA championship, that the Thunder are such prohibitive favorites, that the Knicks are probably kind of in that 11-1, 12-1 range. And that's probably where the Mets are. Like the Mets probably took a hit because of the losing streak, but they're probably, I'd say they're behind the Knicks, but not by much.
They are exactly equal.
Really?
They're both plus 2,200. I thought that was interesting.
Wow. How about that? I think that's more the nature of the sport than it is believing in the Mets as much as you believe in the Knicks. Because coming into the season, the Mets had the second best odds to come out of the National League after the LA Dodgers. Like the Dodgers are obviously the accepted favorite, and the Mets were slightly behind them.
I got to do more research. I thought the Knicks had better odds than that going into the series.
No, dude, going into this series, the Knicks were 4th in the Eastern Conference just in terms of odds of going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Plus 2,200 just sounds like an alarming long shot.
It's not an alarming long shot, but they're a long shot. I mean, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's not surprising, but again, it goes back to the argument you made, which I thought was stupid, but you made it anyway, that the Islanders had a better chance of winning a championship than the New York Knicks. And your whole argument was predicated on if they make the playoffs, as long as they get in, it's more possible for a hockey team, even if they sneak in, to go get hot at the right time and win a championship than an NBA team.
Now,
I just disagree with where you viewed the Knicks and the whole prism of this. Like, the Knicks should be right around as a favorite to win the East. I believe that. Like, who really should be significantly above the Knicks in the Eastern Conference? The Pistons, who still have a hell of a lot to prove? They got a lot to prove. We're putting Cleveland up there? Why? Because they just won 2 games against the frauds known as the Raptors?
Well, they're not
the
stumbling.
Celtics, I totally respect. You want to put Boston number 1? I get it. They got the championship pedigree. They got a healthy Jason Tatum. I'm good with that.
But a different team.
But I'm not good with burying the Knicks in the Eastern Conference. I think that's ridiculous. And certainly a loss in Game 2 isn't going to change that.
We're going to find out a lot about Game 3 with the Knicks on the roof, the penthouse at 345 Hudson Square Properties. All of us, Evan, Tiki, and me. Bad Tiki may be there too. Craig, Big Mac, Gio, Boomer, Jerry, and guess what? We're stuffing our face. So the WFAN draft party this Thursday. Special thanks to Calandra's Bakery for providing all the food. I want a nice fat baguette in my face as the Giants take a running back and I contemplate my life. That's what I want.
That's a sell right there, Sean.
Let's go.
I am curious because I listened to the morning guys and Gio was critical but calm, which I think is the right approach to this. Like, hey, here's what went wrong. Here's what bothers me. But I think we're going to win the series. I am pretty confident that Craig will have the same attitude, which is I'm mad about Jalen Brunson or I'm mad about whatever he deems the worst thing that went wrong in this game. But ultimately, he's going to say, we're better and we're going to win the series, maybe in 5 or 6. My question, though, is not that, because I think that's obvious on a day like today. Disappointment, but confidence. We're on that roof on Thursday night, and that game starts at 7.
Yep.
So we are going to have a result as we're hanging out there watching the draft.
Yeah, and the camera's going to be turned on while the game's already going.
That's right. If they lose Game 3, does that alter significantly the confidence of the Knicks fans in our building, or do you think it remains, hey, I'm pissed, I'm disappointed. You have every right to be pissed off when your team loses a playoff game, but there's still that, we got this.
No, I think they go down 2-1. Confidence will start to get rattled by people.
Who gets wavered the most amongst all the Knicks fans here? Boomer, Gio, Craig, Big Mac.
Gio.
You think Gio's the panicky one?
I think Gio's the first rat off the ship.
Interesting. Rat off the ship.
No, I will.
That's not fair, and that's not how I was describing our great Knicks fans who work at this radio station.
Now,
Rats on the ship.
Now, here's the problem, Evan.
You bald bitch.
We're on that roof, as we know, and the draft doesn't start till 8, I believe.
Yeah.
So let's just say the Knicks game ends at like 9:40, and we still don't have the Jets' second pick. Do the Knicks fans start to leave the building?
Get me out of here.
No.
Is it me, Evan, and Tiki left on the building?
No.
I could see some sore losers taking that elevator down saying we're done with this draft party.
That's not. I don't see that with anybody.
Well, first of all.
With who?
Craig.
I think Craig is
once dessert's fruit.
No, but hold
served.
on. If I'm power ranking the Knicks fan who's going to remain steadfast the longest, he's clearly number 1. Like, he's just, it doesn't mean he's right. I know him. Like, he's going to, if they went down 2-1, not in Tommy's voice, but he would give us a no biggie. We got this.
Are they contractually obligated to stay through? Because I could see a really bad Knicks loss. They don't want to deal with the fun and jokes during the draft.
But you're not listening to me.
I am listening.
I don't think Craig would be, we could talk about different people. I don't think Craig would be rattled by a loss. Like, if I'm power ranking this, I'd actually put him last. I think he would just be like, we're good.
You know what I want? I don't care if it's Craig. I don't care if it's Big Mac. I don't care if it's Boomer. I don't care if it's Gio. I want a good disagreement on a Knicks moment in the middle of a loss where we get close to some punches flying on that roof.
That'd be tremendous. And we can act like not even the referee, but we like the fires very slightly.
I'll be stuffing cannolis from Calandra's Bakery all in my mouth. Watching that. Be great.
And as you know, I know how to light fires.
Yes, you do.
I may have done that recently.
Yes, you have.
You just poke something out there. Like, Jalen Brunson, blah, 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 and just let
it go.
Let them all fight. Oh. Yeah, I believe it or not, and I'm sorry to ruin your dream that you're having right now. My gut, and we are still, 14 hours removed from Game 2, I think the Knicks are going to blow them out in Game 3.
We're a little more than 14 hours removed.
Is it more than 14 hours?
Well, yeah.
14 hours would be later tonight or tomorrow morning.
No, 14 hours removed from the game last night.
From last night's
game. Yeah. I think my math is actually right about that.
About 10:26 p.m. last night.
Yeah, I'm saying
sounds right.
Only 14 hours removed from last night's game, and usually it takes me a while to kind of formulate what I think is going to happen next. My gut is Knicks are going to punch him in the face.
Oh, damn it.
You all right over there?
This is very inside baseball, but you just said 14 hours, and I realized the last thing I did when the Knicks lost was eat the last couple of Mike and Ike's, and there was still half a box left. I left it next to my bed. I know the dog got into it. I got to text my wife.
On that note, he's got a Cinco de Luncho coming up in a few minutes. Plus, we'll get back to your angry Nick calls at 888-808-1019. And Met fans want to know, how should they act tonight? They're in the midst of an 11-game losing streak. Should they be uber positive, or should they boo the crap out of these overpaid bums? Not my words, yours. Not mine. Yeah. HSS is ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get. With locations across the tri-state area, HSS provides specialized care for the hips, knees, back, and neck, and beyond, including everyday joint pain, fracture spine care, and more. Most major insurance plans accepted. Choose better, move better. Appointments available at hss.edu.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is expanding across Long Island and New Jersey with offices coming to Babylon, West Babylon, Comac, and West Orange. From sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they're the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com today. It's also sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery, and it's also sponsored by Ray Cattina, Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
This week on The Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to win them before you can buy them. To see Usher and Chris Brown at MetLife Stadium on August 7th. Tickets go on sale Monday, April 27th at 12 p.m. at LiveNation.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Mercedes-Benz of Edison has done it again. Named the 2026 Mercedes-Benz Dealer of the Year by Cars.com in New Jersey and the entire U.S. Expect exceptional service and unmatched selection and a luxury experience you won't find anywhere else. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison or RayCatinaEdison.com.
Hey, business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Get started at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
I'm Tyler Kolek, and I got my Lincoln right here at Lincoln of Queens. Smooth ride, no hassle. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. It's the Lincoln Spring Sales Event, where you can lease a Lincoln Corsair for only $396 a month.
36-month lease requires $48.20 due at signing. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. See dealer for details. Expires April 30th.
Lincoln of Queens, where Queens goes. Go New York, go New York, go.
Calling all hoops fans. Ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shots during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. Make your bets and experience the thrill of the NBA playoffs like never before. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Life is motion, but for Jaime, debilitating pain in both hips brought everything, including family time, to a halt.
Every doctor told me the same thing. They would do one hip at a time.
At White Plains Hospital, Dr. Jacob Totka's unique expertise provided an alternate approach by replacing both of Jaime's hips on the same day.
In just 2 hours, I got 2 new hips and I went home that day.
White Plains Hospital, among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. A member of the Montefiore Health System.
Usher Raymond and Chris Brown. Live in East Rutherford, uniting two of R&B's defining hitmakers, Chris Brown and Usher Raymond. Two legendary artists, one stage, MetLife Stadium, Friday, August 7th and Saturday, August 8th. Pre-sale for City Card members is available now through Wednesday at 10 p.m. at livenation.com.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. After years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. With Red Pocket Mobile, you lock in your rate and you keep it. No price creep, no sudden jumps, just straightforward pricing and premium 5G plans starting at $10 a month. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Hi, this is John Starks. At John Starks Kia, we don't play games. No gimmicks, no tricks, no hidden fees, no surprises. Score our John Starks special this month. A Kia Sportage for just $333 a month with just $3 due at signing. That's right, all threes. It's my favorite number. What we say is what it is, period. See you at John Starks Kia in Queens.
36-month lease. Excludes tax, title, and MV fees. No security deposit required. 10,000 miles per year. Expires April 30th.
Liberty Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Spring and summer are around the corner, and now's the time to prepare for pest season. Ticks, mosquitoes, ants, and rodents, they're all active this time of year. For over 50 years, homeowners and businesses have chosen J.P. McHale Pest Management. With local offices in New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley, and Connecticut, with over 2,000 five-star reviews, they deliver proven year-round protection. Right now, take advantage of J.P. McHale's seasonal residential discounts and free commercial inspections. Visit nopest.com. That's NOPESTS.com. J.P. McHale Pest Management, not just good, guaranteed.
The most important meal of the day just got better at Dunkin'. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy, delicious hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. 6 crispy golden hash browns, a warm, delicious bacon, egg, and cheese, and a medium coffee to start your day right. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal. No substitutions. Participation at times may vary. Limited time offer. Cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Attention drivers, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $140 million. Take a break from the Jersey traffic and stop by any New Jersey lottery retailer to grab a ticket.
Your official station to talk Yankees. The Fan, 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app. Download it today.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Is perfect steak possible? Discover how at chefiq.com. And the Giants might have been cooking something up with Chef IQ. Yesterday, Odell Beckham Jr. came in for a workout, and reports say Odell Beckham stayed overnight. Why? The Giants want to monitor how his body recovered from said workout. So who knows? Maybe the Odell Beckham Jr. to the Giants reunion is really a thing.
Well, it is a real thing, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and I remember my view on it was you got nothing to lose. Like, why not? I'm not expecting Odell Beckham Jr. to necessarily be the guy he was, but I almost look at it as, hey, it's a training camp invite, and let's see what he's got left. You and Tiki were more against it, but if they're doing their kind of investigation work on him by seeing how he responds to a workout, and they deem him worthy, like, why would you be against it?
Can I present an alternate theory?
Of course.
Whether I'm against it or not, there's a lot of smoke around the New York Giants and Arizona State wide receiver Jordan Tyson over the last couple of days. Like, this thing has picked up explosion momentum that they might take Jordan Tyson 5th overall. While it is reported the Saints and Chiefs really want to add a wide receiver and a guy like Jordan Tyson. Is it possible the timing of this a couple days before the draft that the Giants bringing in Odell Beckham Jr. for a workout and extending this way is also just a sign to the league of how serious they are about adding a wide receiver, trying maybe to dare the Chiefs or Saints. All right, we're going to take Tyson if you don't come up and trade with us and trade out of the 5th overall
But do you
pick.
think working out a veteran like Beckham, who was basically out of the league 5 minutes ago, would warrant anyone doing anything like that?
Again, I understand why this theory is far-fetched, but think about this. If the Giants worked out almost any other receiver, is it gaining attention and making people notice?
No, I think the Beckham thing gains attention because of his kind of relationship with Giant fans. I mean, I think he was pretty overrated, but if you don't mind me saying, but I think he's beloved by Giant fans. I respect that.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty good career.
Yes, and look, at his peak, I think it was him and Antonio Brown who were the two best receivers in football, but it was a very short-lived peak.
So if it comes out tomorrow that the Giants have signed Odell Beckham Jr., your initial reaction would be what?
Is there any guaranteed money?
Probably not.
Then ultimately, I'm going to live with it and be fine with it, but it doesn't move me in any way.
I don't think it should move you. It's the equivalent of a minor league invite in spring training. Like, it's just a you got nothing to lose kind of move.
I will say this. The Dexter Lawrence saga has turned me more to be positive about signing Odell Beckham Jr. from this standpoint. At least the guy wants to be here. At least the guy wants to be a Giant.
Yes.
And I think if I've learned anything over the last 2 weeks is there's something to be said for that. And, again, I live with it. But if the Giants are counting on Odell Beckham Jr., a year removed from not playing any football, to be a significant contributor on this team, then you might as well pack up the bats and balls and understand that this is not going to be a great season.
All right, give us a Cinco de Luncho on this fine Tuesday.
Shaun Morash in the booth, somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Let's go! Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything, everywhere. Make no mistake, tonight is the most important Mets-Twins game that's ever existed between the Mets and the Twins.
You got it. You're making me think. You know what? I'm going to call them out. I got to do it. They played them in September of 2016, and every game was a must-win in that pennant race.
I still think tonight ending the 11-game losing streak is huge.
Bigger than a must-win game in September when you're in a pennant race? See,
at what point are we must-win here?
You barked up the wrong tree with me.
All right, well, you came with receipts.
And by the way, I want to be honest with you, full disclosure. There's a reason why I remember the Mets facing the Twins in September of 2016, and I can't tell you anything about the games. The reason I remember is that when my wife told me she was pregnant, we were looking ahead on the calendar, and her due date was when the Mets were playing the Twins.
You're unbelievable.
And I said, honey, does this mean we're having twins? And she said, I hope not. So, yeah. That's how I remember that.
So let's just call tonight the fourth most important game in Mets-Twins history. Neither here nor there. So look, you could listen to Positive Tommy, spew his positivity. You could listen to Frank the Tank, yell and scream about it. I'm a solutions guy. How are we going to end this losing streak? So I'm here to give you the 5 things the Mets need to do to end the streak tonight.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Number 5.
Hamburglar's got to throw out the first pitch.
We're going to try Pitts again.
I mean, listen. It worked once. Maybe the problem is we've denied how much Grimace had to do with this all along, and they need to break out another fast food mascot.
I mean, I'm against nothing right now. I'm very open-minded, so why not?
All right, here we go.
Number 4.
How about score more than one run? Very simple. I think that would help.
They are facing former Mets farmhand Simeon Woods Richardson, who is not off to a good start, so no excuses.
All right, here we go.
Number 3.
Pick the lineup out of a hat.
Yeah, we did. So do you remember we did that last year?
I know.
It was one of the ideas of, hey, the Mets are trying to get the offense going. What if we picked it out of a hat? Tommy had his crazy idea of separating the really good players. And I said, well, why don't we just do it randomly? And I remember there being some things of it where we were like, oh, that's pretty cool.
And look, I know it's silly. I understand that. Some of this tongue-in-cheek. But let's be real here. They let off Carson Benj on Friday.
Yeah.
We've taken the next step towards picking the names out of a hat. So I don't think it's that crazy.
Give me a piece of paper and pen. I'll rip these things up, and we'll do it in the final hour.
All right, here we go.
We'll do it. We'll find out.
Number 2.
You're playing the Twins, right?
Yeah.
The Mets should close their eyes and pretend they're the Yankees tonight.
What? Oh, because the Yankees own the Twins?
The Yankees own the Twins. If you pretend you're the Yankees tonight, this streak is over.
I think you ruined the whole list. Like, it was going well. It was like, kind of cute, kind of funny. Why? What do the Yankees have nothing to do with this?
Who always beats the Twins?
I know the Yankees own the Twins.
It's not even
blah,
a troll
blah,
job.
blah.
Just pretend you're the Yankees. You already did anyway. We have half of them on the team.
See,
and here we
funny.
go.
Number 1.
Don't let the bullpen touch the game. Nolan McClain complete game tonight, you end the losing streak.
Well, listen, a part of the reason I'm going tonight is Nolan McClain.
Okay.
Like, he is must-watch TV, and he gives them a chance. But what we have to remind ourselves, thank you for a piece of paper.
You're welcome.
I'm literally going to do this. I just need a pen if you get a chance. And I'm going to write down the 9 names that I expect. Here's the question. Do I include Soto? Because we don't know if he's being activated today.
At what point
I'm going to go with no, because
Yeah.
I don't think he's... I mean, how do I know if he's being activated?
Does it feel like we would have got the news by now?
Not necessarily.
We're
It's
almost
still
1
only-
o'clock?
Nah, I think we would get the news when Mendy meets the media, which is probably closer to 3 o'clock. So you get it on the Carton Show. They'll give you an update. That's how I found out about Lindor getting hurt from the first place on the Carton Show.
That's fair.
So you get all the late-breaking good news and bad news. But I'm not going to include his name just because I don't think he's going to be in the lineup. Look, what I do agree with you about is that this game and this series and this sequence of games are very important because they've created a hole. And, I don't think mathematically they can't get out of the hole, but you don't want the hole to be any bigger. And you're also playing teams that on the surface you should beat. I don't care what the Twins' record is. They're going to be a bad team.
Do we call them peer tier?
Well, not to the expectations that we have for this team.
But currently?
Currently everybody's better. If we're playing that game, I'm still playing the game until further notice that the Mets had higher expectations than this garbage. And so the Minnesota Twins and the Colorado Rockies, let's just start with them because then they have another off day before they play the Nats. Those are teams you should beat. These are 6 games in which, at the bare minimum, you got to win 4 out of 6. And if they're losing tonight, when you got Nolan McClain on the mound against Simeon Woods Richardson, I think we're going to start to question if they're ever going to win another game. Like, you can start to say to yourself, well, when the hell is this going to happen? And then you start to create a hole that's just too big. So I agree with you, not just tonight, but the sequence of games are very important. There's also been a lot of discourse on how Met fans should act tonight. You can do whatever you want. What I would do, and this is not the same as the Philly crap of let's just cheer Trey Turner. When they come out on the field tonight, mainly because they're being led by the stud of this team and Nolan McClain, I'm going to cheer them. And I'm not cheering them because I'm happy about what they did. I'm cheering them because I'm hopeful about what they're going to do. Now, once they start sucking, once they start failing, once guys are making mistakes, do what you got to do. Like, I choose to stay quiet when those things are happening, but I understand the Met fan that boos. I understand the Met fan that booed at the end of the A's series, booing as the game ended. I get it. It was a 4-pitch bottom of the 9th inning. I was disgusted, too. I was like, holy crap, I didn't even get my son ready to leave the game yet. I wasn't prepared for this. I got to find that Hulk Hogan figure that's on the bottom of his seat. It happened so quickly. But I think to start, aren't we supposed to show some hope?
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I don't believe in that as a fan. I can just tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk into that building tonight, freezing my ass off. I'm bringing hand warmers. And don't ask me if I have extra hand warmers. They're not for you. They're for me and my son. I had that happen once, and I felt very uncomfortable.
How are we at a game with hand warmers? It was 75 degrees a week ago.
That's a different story. All I'm saying is don't ask me for one.
All right.
Am I being wrong about that?
No, you got to hold on to
How many hand warmers do you guys think I have? What am I, like the
hand warmer guy?
The hand warmer guy?
You're selling the hand warmers.
Here's what you can ask me for. A score of the Yankee game. I can give you that. I'll probably have the game on the tablet.
I mean, there's a big screen.
Yeah, I know, but I got the game on it,
They could look up and get the score of the
Okay,
Yankee.
then
they could even tell you what runners are on.
Then I got nothing for you.
Now, I think there's a creative way the Mets, I think PR department can swerve that the boos are not about their own players.
Okay, go ahead.
Every time something bad happens in this game when they sense a restless crowd and the boos start, just pop C.J. McCollum on the big Jumbotron. Then they're booing C.J. McCollum.
All right, that's pretty good. I got a bunch of names I'm
Evan
writing
likes
down.
to picking out of a hat. Look at this. He's all revved up.
Well, because you said it, and I want to, we always say it, and we heard the legend of Billy Martin doing it. I want to put it in action and see if it's any good. So far, I've got 2, 4, 6, 7 names. I got 2 more names to fill out the roster. Anyhow, let's hear from the people. Let's get an Odell Beckham Jr. opinion from Blake in Frisco, Texas. What you thinking, Blake?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Yeah, Odell Beckham, I mean, low risk, maybe high reward. Bring him back, sign him, give him the vet minimum. If anything, he can help out in the locker room. He's more mature now. He wants to be here, like Shaun said. What I really wanted to talk about more was the Dexter Lawrence trade.
Yeah.
I like the trade. I think it's a great trade. The guy didn't want to be here. We know he didn't want to be here. He wasn't performing. Honestly, I wanted to trade him last year when he had the 9 sacks in 12 games. And I know I'm the crazy one. Yeah, I talk about it, and people are like, you're crazy. He's the best player on the defense.
Right.
I think the Giants need assets. I think the Giants need to, start getting players in here that are hungry, determined, trying to prove themselves. I didn't think Dexter Lawrence was one of them for a long time. What really proved it to me, too, is the whole Carl Banks. Just his, when he was talking when he was returning the comments to Carl Banks, there was just no fire.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like, whatever, Carl Banks, like, dude, that guy's a Giant legend. Like, have some fire. Like, do you want to be here? So I was seeing all those things, and I thought getting the 10th pick was great. Hopefully we get somebody who could, obviously make this team go.
Well, that's the key to the whole thing. I mean, I think we mostly all agree that the return on him was extremely high. You mentioned as a caller wanting to have traded him with his value even higher. I'm not sure how much better you would have done.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the 10th overall pick.
Well, it depends what you view. Do you view the 10th overall pick as high value, or do you view like a late first rounder plus a third rounder as high value? I think you take the 10th overall pick because you could turn that into more.
Right. It could turn into exactly what you described. So ultimately, they got a great return, but you got to turn it into something. That's always the key to the trades like
right.
this.
You turn it into Evan Neal. It's a terrible trade.
Right. It's why when the Jets did the Sauce Gardner and the Quinnen Williams thing, I didn't have the celebratory reaction a lot of Jet fans had.
Celebratory cream pie.
Because while, yes, they got great value back, no one's disagreeing with that, what does it mean if you don't draft the right players?
Nothing.
Okay, now, with this draft and next year's draft, we're going to find out. If the Sauce Gardner and the Quinnen Williams trade turn into our future franchise quarterback, then yes, we'll look back at it as one of the greatest trades ever. But I've always had a very difficult time getting excited about draft pick trades. Doesn't mean they aren't smart. The Bridges trade, the Quinnen trade, the Sauce trade, the Jamal Adams trade, you name it. Like, I've dealt with a lot of them. I get it. I'm not saying they're all stupid. The Dexter Lawrence trade.
Yeah.
But you got to turn it into something. Let's go to Steve in Queens. What's up, Steve?
That's me.
That's you.
Yes, I'm calling about the Knicks.
Yeah.
They didn't lose because of the way they played, they lost it on the foul line. 10 free throws is unacceptable.
It is a big part of why they lost. I wouldn't say, I think that what's tricky about this, and we've tried to cover every aspect of it, so if you tune in at a certain time, you'll say, oh, Evan thinks the Knicks lost because of Mike Brown's rotations. That's part of it. If you tune in at another time, you're going to think, oh, wow, Shaun and Evan think it's because Jalen Brunson sucked in the final 5 minutes. There's a lot of reasons why they lost this game. I think free throws are absolutely towards the top of the list. OG's 2 missed free throws late in the game cannot happen. Nope. They cannot happen. And OG played well, so it's tough to pick on him, but those 2 missed free throws cannot happen. And in an NBA game, missing 10 free throws cannot happen. Scott's in California. What's up, Scott?
Hey, I want to talk. When Soto comes back, why would any team want to pitch to him? We got no protection for Soto.
They shouldn't.
We can't. We hit the ball, but we don't hit with runners on.
Yep.
Put him on. He'll break the walk record.
I agree. But you know why that's so helpful for the New York Mets? They get a base runner. And maybe eventually those base runners in front of Lindor and Bichette, and that's exactly how I would line it up with Juan Soto leading off. I've said it a million times. That gives me a better chance of scoring runs. Yeah. So if your point is no one should face Juan Soto, you are right. I'm saying as a Met fan, that's still a good thing because that's still an extra base runner that you didn't have when he's not active. Is Shaun going to contribute to the show?
No, I was waiting for you to go to the next call.
I mean, I'm giving him the pauses to speak. He's done.
I saw you
Shaun's
pivot.
Done.
I'm not done. I saw you pivot.
Shaun's like, I've given you enough words today. I'm done today.
That's not true. I'm working on not having the last word with you. That's all.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. I've been trying to be conscious about this with you.
Steve in Smithtown. What's up, Steve?
You punctuated the point.
What's up,
Hi,
Steve?
guys. 2 main points.
Yes.
One, I think, and I don't know if this has been discussed enough, but the Mets' reason for the recent loss has been the Mambino curse, which has been a daily post ever since
the
Mamdani. They've lost 10 straight.
The Mamdani curse. So I'm going to lay this out for you. First of all, I got to give credit to Sid because I think Sid started this whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. And if I didn't say that, he'd text me angrily right now.
Yeah.
No, but jokes aside, I mean, Sid started this whole thing. He's on a tirade against the Mets, like he's given up his fandom, and he's the one who pointed out that when Mamdani made out, that's a little too far. When Mamdani hugged Mr. and Mrs. Met, the losing streak began. Well, I've got more news for you Because if you want to make that, I know Sean Hannity did a thing about that last night. Talk about late for the party. I mean, are they running out of material on Fox News where Hannity's got to steal a bit from Sid and not even give him credit? But okay, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't realize he did
that's
that.
That's a right on right crime that they have to figure out. But yeah, they haven't won since Mamdani showed up. They also haven't won since Steve Cohen tweeted about the fans not showing up with the free tickets.
Yep.
And then the other one, my dad sent me this. And I don't think this is my dad co-signing it, but he wanted me to have the information.
Okay.
That I guess after Brian Wilson died, you know Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys?
The Beach Boys, yeah.
That the PA system, I'm going to try to get through this without laughing.
What?
That the PA system last year, it was right in the middle of June, right during every other jinx that everyone's come up with, that they tried to tribute Brian Wilson with a Beach Boys song, and they played Kokomo. And this one guy on social media made it a big deal saying, excuse me, Brian Wilson had nothing to do with Kokomo.
What do you mean? He wasn't in the Beach Boys?
He
when Kokomo
wasn't
came out?
in it. He didn't write it. He had nothing to do with it. And so that started a trend against the Mets, saying the Mets disrespected the legacy of Brian Wilson by not even playing the correct song to honor him. And apparently, that's a reason the Mets started sucking since the middle of June.
That's absurd. I'd rather go with the Mamdani thing. That one's a reach.
There are more reasons for the Mets sucking than the actual reasons that the Mets suck. It's every reason but the team. It's the mayor. It's the owner. It's the Beach Boys. It's Pride Night. It's Pete Alonso's throw. Oh, wait, that's baseball. I take that back.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have real baseball.
That one actually may be legitimate. Let me make this clear to everybody out there. You're nuts.
Should the mayor go back and re-hug?
I think the mayor should go to Madison Square Garden.
Huh. It's not a bad idea.
At this point, I don't care what is tried. In fact, I'm going to try something.
What are you going to do?
I'm sitting down. I'm done standing.
Is that true?
It's over.
All right, I'm
I'm making an adjustment.
I'm going to sit.
On the fly.
Be a nice last hour.
Evan's back to sitting, and you want to know why?
Okay.
Because I'm going to try something.
All right. Evan's not talking into the microphone.
Evan's microphone be back to sitting.
Right, now we got the microphone. All right, here's what we're gonna...
weird. Look how short you are.
I know, this is really strange. Take a very, very quick break. All right, Rami, I want you to make it very quick. We'll get back to your phone calls. A lot of people have strong opinions on what the Giants should do now that they have an extra pick. A lot of Knicks fans are still upset. And we will do what I promised. I got all the names. We're going to put them in a hat.
All right.
And we will determine the New York Mets lineup the Billy Martin way. It's Evan and Tiki without Tiki on this very busy Tuesday.
Fanatics Fest, the world's #1 sports festival, returns to the Javits Center in New York City from July 16th to the 19th. See top athletes and just announced former Met and Yankee greats Mike Piazza, Jorge Posada, David Wright, Mariano Rivera, Keith Hernandez, Don Mattingly, Darryl Strawberry, Andy Pettit, and Jose Reyes. Live panels, autographs, photo ops, rare trading cards and memorabilia, plus exclusive merch drops you can only get at Fanatics Fest. This is the ultimate weekend where sports and culture collide. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours at fanaticsfest.com.
This is strange, sitting down. And by the way, if the Mets win today, that's it.
I feel great.
I mean, that's over. If the Mets win...
Tiki invested in the standing desk, though.
I know. Well,
Sean's been waiting for this for weeks.
Oh, my back feels
all
great.
it took was the Mets losing 11 in a row for me to, hey, we all have to try something.
Now I'm rooting for the Mets hard tonight.
You guys should make Sean stand up in here, and you guys can keep sitting down.
That's right. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Window-Rama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project, plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Window-Rama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit windowrama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is sponsored by Wrangler. Shop Wrangler.com for new denim styles to kickstart your day. Fernando Mendoza will be the first overall pick in the NFL draft in 2 days. The Indiana quarterback will go to the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think he's going to be an absolute stud at the NFL level. Maybe not right away, but I think Mendoza gets the Raiders back to the playoffs in the next few years. I'm Nick Costos.
Furnished by IntelliBrands.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new patented Legsercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural, drug-free way.
Using Legsercise made walking painless again.
Legsercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
I have much less swelling and no more tingling.
Call right now and order your very own Legsercise Pro, the new proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now.
These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SCHAF.
Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Helping people achieve their goals is what we do. So if your goal is owning a home, we're here to help with guidance and resources, including up to $17,500 in select markets when combining down payment and closing cost grants. Visit BofA.com/home team. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
Todd, I've come to Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram to make a declaration. A declaration of deals on all Ram trucks at Ramsey.
John Montone, during the Declaration of Deals sales event happening now, you can save big on the heavy-duty truck you need to reliably haul the largest of loads year-round.
Lease a new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 for $379 a month for 39 months. I do declare this is an offer that won't last long.
And here's another declaration. Ram is America's best full-size truck, complete with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Declare yours today at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of
exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. VIN number TN300125. MSRP $64,575. $2,500 down plus tax, title, registration, and fees. Zero security deposit. Ends 4/30/26.
Hey, this is Sal Licata. Right now is the time to make sure that your current cooling system is ready for hot weather. You don't want it to fail when it's 90 degrees out, and if it's over 15 years old, you're wasting your money. Get a new high-efficiency AC system right now from my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling. They are New Jersey's air conditioning experts and have been for decades. Take it from me. These guys have done plenty of work on my house. You'll save money and stay cooler. Contact them now at EdisonHVAC.com. That's EdisonHVAC.com.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
Yep. So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
Yeah, and now at Staples, save 40% on custom cards, photo gifts, wrapping paper, banners, and more.
Big news! Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. In 613, exclusions apply.
Draft Spotlights are brought to you by Liberty Mutual. Only pay for what you need. Cornell Tate from Ohio State is the best receiver in this draft, and he's going to be the first wide receiver taken. First of all, he's big. He's been well coached, as all the receivers that come out of Ohio State are, but he's a difference maker because of his ability to adjust to the ball in the air, his route running, and he's a game changer. He could go as early as 5 to the team in New York. He could go to Cleveland at 6 or the team in Washington at 7.
Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Saturday, May 2nd for the Yankees' annual Star Wars Day. Enjoy special appearances by some of your favorite Star Wars characters, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Max-free Mandalorian bobblehead. Get your tickets now for Saturday, May 2nd, Star Wars Day at Yankee Stadium. For tickets, visit yankees.com/tickets. And may the Force be with you.
Calling all Hoops fans. Ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shots during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. Make your bets and experience the thrill of the NBA playoffs like never before. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I'm a 100% kind of guy, so I got Verizon Fios. It's 100% fiber internet because I do everything at 100%.
What game should we watch?
100% of them.
She hits a
penalty kick
out of the park
from way downtown for a beautiful shot onto the green.
You either have 100% fiber internet or you don't. Get Verizon Fios. It's super fast and reliable with ultra-low lag. It's 100% or nothing. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today.
Go Teams!
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, we got a lot going on. For those that consume this show on YouTube, yes, I am standing again because I tried to sit during the commercial break. It causes too much pain. So the Mets are on their own. The idea that me sitting is going to turn the Met losing streak around, it was a fallacy, all right? How about this? I give the Mets enough of my money. I'm going to be in the building on a cold night. I'm going to cheer their loser asses when the game starts. That's my contribution to the New York Mets.
But you sit at the game.
It's different. I can't explain it. It's just different. Anyhow,
okay.
I got the lineup Met at a hat game that we'll play in a few minutes. We'll get back to your calls.
You want to restart that one?
Yeah, I got the lineup out of the hat Mets game I will play in a few minutes, where I've got all the names of the guys I would have in the Met lineup today. I'm not going to include Soto just because I don't think he's going to be activated. We'll pull those in a minute. We'll get to your calls in a minute, but we got breaking news, all right? The Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini story. For those that are unaware, I don't know where the hell you've been living, pictures of them at an adult-only resort.
In Arizona.
Arizona, page 6. They both deny that they're doing anything. Finally, there's an internal investigation by The Athletic. Diana Russini resigns. We have not heard from Mike Vrabel. We have now heard from Mike Vrabel. So let's take a listen to the head coach of the New England Patriots, who, of course, was going to be asked about the accused rendezvous with Diana Russini.
You know, I've had some difficult conversations with people that I care about, with my family, the organization, the coaches, the players. Those have been positive and productive. We believe in order to be successful on and off the field, you have to make good decisions. That includes me. That starts with me. We never want our actions to negatively affect the team. We never want to be the cause of a distraction. And those are comments and questions that I've answered for the team and with the team. We'll keep those private and to ourselves.
So it's an admission.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not a denial.
And by the way, that was his opening statement.
Yeah.
So he began the press conference by addressing it, understanding that questions will be asked. There have been questions asked. We'll pull them or report to you once we hear them. But that was his opening statement, which is essentially saying, without being blunt about it, yeah, it's true, you caught us.
Yeah.
And I had to have difficult conversations with my wife. So his initial statement of it's laughable, and obviously Diana Russini's denial of it has turned out 2 weeks later to just not be true. I guess your initial reaction when you're caught, especially publicly, doing something like that damages people in your life, your initial reaction is to deny.
To deny.
And eventually you just have to tell the truth. You don't have to, but if you're caught, and one of the stories that came out a few days ago that was fascinating was that the New York Post, or Page 6, gave Diana and Mike a chance to prove that it wasn't true. If they could supply pictures or evidence that it was a group get-together like they said, they would consider not publishing the story, and they were unable to do it.
Yeah.
Because fair or not that, you're going into someone's private life, it was true. And so there was nothing they could do. Now, what does this do to the story? In a lot of ways, I got to tell you, it's going to end it for a lot of people.
It kind of ends it, yeah.
Because on Vrabel's standpoint, what did he do, besides the infidelity stuff, which is a personal business? What did he do that affects the integrity of the game? And the only thing you could come up with is spreading information purposely to a reporter that you're having a sexual relationship with. Like, is there something ethically wrong about that? Probably. Is it enough to be fired? Probably not.
No, because the truth is, like it or not, Mike Vrabel is not the first list coach to spread information to reporters. The problem is, your relationship with the reporter you're spreading the information to.
But the problem is the sex. Just
the sex, yeah. But it's not a fireable offense. You can't get fired from being the head coach of the Patriots because you cheated on your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the organization can say this isn't the kind of man we want running the team, but this isn't cheating in football, unfortunately.
Diana has a lot of options with her career. I mean, her career is not over. Like, if she wants to start a podcast, it would do incredibly well. Imagine that first podcast she does.
I'd argue her
stock in her career,
her stock in her career might be higher.
You think so? I don't know about higher.
Well, hold on. She's not with The Athletic anymore, and we understand that. But in terms of, in this day and age, in digital social media world, Diana Russini starts a new podcast or gets hired by like a Barstool or something, people are going to be interested in what Diana
She could also write a book. She could write a book about the full relationship. Like, what happened? Was it a fling? Was it long-term?
You think we get the Netflix movie out of this? Kevin James playing Mike Vrabel?
Kevin James. I'd watch it.
Of course we would.
Because, we as humans, as fair and unfair as it is, and it truthfully is unfair because it's someone's private life, and I admit that. I don't think any of us would want anyone prying into our private life when it comes to our wife and all that.
Hell no.
But we are people that love to just know. We're yentas.
We're nosy buddies.
Yeah, we are.
Walk past the house in the suburbs. You ever wonder why somebody has a front porch? It's to look at you.
I never thought about it that way.
Why else you put in a front porch? Who needs to sit in the front of their house to overlook people walking by? You're putting that there because it's a nosy porch.
Because you want to see.
You want to see what's going on.
And I would love to know, more about it. How did they start hooking up? Yeah. Who made the first move?
You ever hear neighbors yelling? What is the first thing you do? Shh.
Interesting.
You want to hear what they say?
Speaking of being nosy, so yesterday I took my oldest son, Jet, bike riding on a bike path in White Plains.
Yeah.
And so we're biking on the bike path, all good, all good, all good. Finally, there are two cop cars right behind us. And these are small bike paths. So we pull over, let them pass us. They even wave, hey, what's going on? Okay. They pull up about a mile, and then they stop. And so Jet and I are biking towards the police cars, and I say to Jet, I think we should turn around. He's like, why? I said, what are they doing?
Right.
They could be investigating a freaking murder for all I know.
Right.
I have no idea.
Cocaine bear.
So Jet's arguing with me. No, let's find out. Let's see what's going on. He's being nosy. And then very casually he says, yeah, you see that bridge over there? Because there's these tiny bridges you could bike over. I'm like, yeah. He's like, there's a guy hiding underneath it. I said, excuse me?
A guy hiding underneath the bridge?
Yes, where the police stopped. I said, son, we are going to turn around and we're going to bike away.
Yeah.
He's like, but don't you want to find out why he's hiding? I'm like, no.
That's what the news is for.
Yeah, we'll find out when I Google it the next day.
Yeah.
Which I still haven't done. I should Google it to find out. Now, Rami's seen the entire transcript. Any other interesting answers from Mike Vrabel?
He didn't really answer anything else. I appreciate the question. I'm going to focus on the football team. I respect and appreciate every single question, but I'm not going to be able to comment on that.
I think the one thing I'd be curious about is why laughable? Why were you so... It kind of reminds me of Bill Clinton.
So that question was asked.
And what was it? Did he give the same...
I appreciate the question. I'm going to focus on our football team. I think I've addressed what I felt was important. So focusing on our football team and the importance of teaching these guys, bringing a new team together, 13 new players.
See, this is where I'm
He doesn't want to answer it. He gave you the opening statement and said, I'm done.
I'm going to guess there's something else that was given to both of them, whether it's picture or something else that the public never got.
And that where it would have been so obvious that they were messing around.
Such a smoking gun.
Yeah,
that
Craig had that idea early on. Like he said there were more pictures, which I thought was interesting. Like maybe, especially if a private investigator was involved in this.
Yeah.
And so if you know you're caught, like there are certain times you just can't deny things anymore. Like you're caught. It is what it is. Your best approach is, of course, to just be honest. And in Vrabel's case, and look, it does feel like this complete double standard. I think a lot of it just has to do with the jobs that they have. One is a reporter, one is an NFL head coach.
Yeah.
But you're better off just being honest and trying to move on. And Mike Vrabel's going to be able to move on. He just is. He didn't answer questions, but that's it. No one's going to ask him about this after week 2. And now it's up to Diana to figure out how she's going to go about the next part of her career. All right, can you hand me that WFAN football helmet?
Yeah.
Just hand it to me. I'm going to put all these Met names in a hat, and we're going to pull a lineup the old-fashioned way.
All right,
And
so
you tell
again,
me.
if you're just joining us, the idea is how to change the Mets. We're going to the old bit, picking the lineup out of a hat, in this case, a helmet.
Leading off for the New York Mets, MJ Melendez.
Can't do worse.
MJ Melendez.
Actually, hasn't been terrible.
Batting second for the New York Mets, Mark Vientos.
Okay,
Mark
little live Vientos bat there.
All right. Batting third for the New York Mets is Francisco Alvarez.
I could make the case he should hit third.
All right. Batting cleanup for the New York Mets is Bo Bichette.
All right, this isn't the worst lineup.
Bo Bichette. Batting fifth for the New York Mets, Carson Benj.
He hit leadoff. He could certainly hit fifth.
Benji action.
Are you tracking what's going on here at the bottom 4?
I've got it. Batting sixth for the New York Mets is Luis Robert Jr.
Okay.
Cousin Luis. Batting seventh for the New York Mets, Francisco Lindor.
Talk about sending a message.
And batting
I'll
eighth.
get more out
Batting
RBIs.
eighth for the New York Mets, Brett Beatty.
Okay.
And batting ninth for the New York Mets, Marcus Simeon.
Well, the 9 hitter you nailed.
Yeah, the ninth hitter's fine. What do you think of that lineup? I'd roll that out there. Why the hell not?
I actually, look, I don't know.
So
Everybody,
real quick, I'll go real quick. MJ Melendez, Mark Vientos, Francisco Alvarez, 1, 2, 3. Bichette 4, Benj 5, Robert Jr. 6, Lindor 7, Beatty 8, Simeon 9.
I don't think it's crazy.
There you go. There's your lineup out of a hat game.
And like, if the defense is Lindor can never hit 7th, based on what?
No, he has 1 RBI.
Yeah, that's it.
As you said, Rami, he'll get more guys on base.
There you go. We did your job, Mendy. Now you can save your job.
Now, would people be okay with that? Like, if all of a sudden, in the middle of the Carton show, that lineup got posted, and Big Mac's like, here's the Met lineup. Would we all react well to it, or would it be like, what's wrong with him? Lindor's batting.
I think we would question whether something's gone wrong in the locker room. But if then we found out at 4 o'clock, we decided nothing else could fail. We picked the lineup out of a hat. I think Met fans would kind of laugh and go, you know what? Let's go.
And you know why this actually makes more sense than even last year? Because all of these guys could hit wherever you want to put them.
1,000%. Like, especially if Simeon's hit 9th.
Yeah, like none of this is that crazy. Oh, MJ Melendez leading off is crazy. Is it? He's been their best hitter for the last 5 games.
Right, you're rewarding him.
Why not? Let's go to Bill in Staten Island. Hey, Bill.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to argue about this.
Go.
When Billy Martin did that, what happened that day?
They won.
That's my point.
Okay.
And where was Reggie?
I don't know. Where was he?
Yeah, he was down in the order.
Okay.
So pulling it out of the hat sometimes works.
Well, that's the point. So we're in agreement. And look, I think the Billy Martin pull out of the hat thing, I think is a little BS. Like, I think Billy manipulated it like he wasn't going to let Reggie Jackson bat 8th. I genuinely pulled 9 names out of a hat.
Yeah.
I picked the 9 guys I was going to play. Not necessarily sure that's the route that Mendy's going to go, but I picked the 9 guys that have basically been playing the last few games, and I didn't do any manipulation. I think in the case of Billy Martin, that story's become legendary, but there probably was manipulation involved. Let's go to Jake in Huntington. Good afternoon, Jake.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good. What's up?
So I'm just calling about the Giants draft pick. So I want to start off by saying I want Caleb Downs at 5 and Tyson at 10.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a world in which Giants, being caught between Downs and Styles, trade up with the Browns for pick 6 and get both of their guys back-to-back. Now, it'll cost pick 10, probably a second-round pick, then we get pick 6. But Browns are one of those teams that they could go offensive lineman, they could go receiver. them dropping back, it's not going to affect which receiver they take, and then it stops us from being in a predicament where Styles or Downs gets taken by the Cowboys or the Commanders before we can.
Yeah, Jake,
both those guys are both linked to both those teams.
Jake, the problem is you're addressing two non-needs, even though I want both of those guys, while then taking away your second round pick, while also not having a third round pick. Giants will not be a very good football team if they dare trade draft capital up in this draft. They should be looking to move back in this draft.
And I think that's the likeliest scenario because of what you mentioned. They have that hole in the third round because of the Jackson Dart trade, and they're in a position to trade back. But it really comes down to what they want. Like, we've talked about the Jets possibly moving up to get the number one wide receiver. If he's still there, could there be a Jet-Giant trade that makes sense? Sure, I think it's on the table.
And look, we're going to have Tiki back tomorrow, and he's going to get more into this, I'm sure. But I think you could just look at the Giants trading Dexter Lawrence and have two top 10 picks on a road that could go one of two ways. Either John Harbaugh says some of these needs, like offensive line and corner, be damned. I just want to get two cornerstone great players regardless of position. Insert Jeremiah Love, Caleb Downs line there. Or B, we want to make sure we get one great player in this top 10, but we need more assets to even attack the defensive line and offensive line even more, and therefore we want to trade the hell out.
Tiki's very fired up. Even though he's away, he's back. He came back from Europe, and he'll be on the air tomorrow at 10 a.m. So he responded on our text chat to a message that Shaun sent out earlier this morning just about the speculation on what the Giants are going to do. It was McShay and Rich Eisen talking about it could be Sonny Styles, it may be this guy, Ryan Dunleavy chimed in, and Tiki all fired up said, no one gives a bleep if you're right or wrong. I hate this week. And Tiki's right.
Yeah.
Like, I love this week, but I hate this week for the reason he gave. All we got now in the final few days before the draft is just endless speculation.
That's all Todd McShay's been about, too.
It's just endless. Like, Thursday, we're going to find out. And this is why, and we'll do it differently this year at the draft because we're all going to be hanging out. The way I've consumed the draft over the years, and I know Shaun and I are very different in this regard, is I'm going to watch the Mets. I'm going to watch the Yankees. I'm going to watch the NBA playoffs. And then let me know who's picked. I don't need the song and dance.
Yeah.
I don't need the Broadway show. We've spent 4 months debating this. I don't even need the breakdowns. I've heard the breakdowns for 4 months. Just tell me who the Jets are taking it to. Let me know.
That's fair.
I'd like to know.
I love the song and dance. I don't know why. I think the best answer is it's like the greatest episode of reality TV you could have is the NFL draft. There's something about it I just find fascinating.
Rod's in New Jersey. Hey, Rod.
Yes, I'm here. Hold on a minute.
All right.
Let me get off.
Okay. Just getting ready. Getting everything adjusted.
I'm getting off speaker. Okay.
So,
hey, first of all, Evan, I want to tell you I love your Drive Home show. You, Shaun, Positive Tommy, and Tiki, what a terrific show, and I miss you so much.
Well, we appreciate it. Tommy is still doing great things at night, and we're still here, but we appreciate it.
Okay. Now, I'm glad to hear that you're going to cheer the Mets tonight. Because if I was at the stadium, I would be doing the same thing. I would be leading a Let's Go Mets cheer when the team comes out of his dugout.
What if they're down 5-0 in the first inning, though, and Lindor is striking out? Would you change your tune? Like, how are you going to handle it as the game goes on?
I would be – I wouldn't boo them. I wouldn't boo any of them.
Well, I'm not a booer either, and all I'm saying is, and I've always believed this way when people have asked, what do you do to this guy? What do you do to that guy? How do you react? When the game starts, I got to go in there hoping. I have to go in there like hoping they perform.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving a standing ovation because I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm not giving a standing ovation to make people feel better. I'm giving an ovation because I just invested time and money to go to the ballpark. I'd like to see my team win. Call me crazy. And so when the game starts, they haven't done anything today to piss me off. Once you do something to piss me off on this day, then my attitude's going to start to change.
So you don't want to go with the Craig plan. Did you hear any of Craig yesterday?
No. Well, I mean, I heard his show, but I don't know what his plan is.
Okay. I thought you were going to come in today and tell me it was a candidate for our segment we do every month or so.
Whenever there are enough dumb opinions on this radio station, we have a segment called Are You Kidding Me?
Are you kidding me?
So you were suggesting that my dear friend and former radio partner Craig Carton had an Are You Kidding Me dumbass idea?
Pete Hoffman co-signed it while Big Mac refused it.
Well, I'll tell you this. If Pete Hoffman co-signed it, we're in trouble.
I thought it was
what was the idea? I'll be the judge.
Okay. I thought it was a bad look for the Rico for Hoffman to co-sign. Here was the thought. Craig said the damage, paraphrasing, is already done here with 11 straight losses. At this point, if you're a Met fan and you're the Mets, you root for this streak to go longer. You want to see this losing streak get into the 30s, the 40s,
no,
because it's a more relevant season,
right,
and you want to have the story of I was at the park the night they ended it, or I was at the
Okay.
Embarrassing.
Hoffman agreed with it.
Okay. Well, Hoffman's going to have some answers to explain.
A little wooden spoon for Hoff?
I'm not giving him a wooden spoon. It's just dumb. It's typical of him, of Craig, because he doesn't care as much.
Yeah.
So I get it from his perspective. His perspective is, I want something that's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Which I get.
He said it also had to do with the fans going to games. Are you more likely to go to a game if they win 2 out of 12? Or are you more likely to go where this losing streak just keeps spotting? You want to tell the story I was there?
No, I think that's more interesting. I'll answer that.
Okay. They're bad either way, I think was the premise.
I don't think people are going to the ballpark as the losing streak builds. Is there a climax? Is there a moment where it's like, oh my God, they're about to break the old record, 20, which I don't even know what the record is. No one knows what the record is. Like, what's the most consecutive losses in a season? I'd have to look it up.
I have no idea.
It's not like anyone knows off the top of their head. It's not a famous record.
It's not 12, or we'd be hearing that a ton today.
No, it's not even close. I think it's in the 20s. I guess, but no. I mean, the Mets season isn't over yet. So I want them to win. So you're right. That's a candidate for Are You Kidding Me? But I also, from his perspective, he's not a Met fan anymore. He's also not a diehard sports fan. So I get it from the perspective of, hey, just entertain me. I would be entertained by a long losing streak. I'm sure Craig doesn't care about the Nets, but I'm sure when he was on this radio station back in 2009 and they started the year 0-17, I'm sure the Nets got more mentions on Boomer and Carton back then than they do in any other irrelevant season that they've had.
Probably true.
Which is probably true. If I went to the archives, I'm sure I'd find it. You don't remember it, but I'm sure it existed. But no, as a fan, you're still holding on hope for the season to turn around. And the reality is it's not too late. Could there come a point where it is too late? Sure. We're just not there yet. We haven't hit that moment. We'll get back to your calls next. 888-808-1019, the toll-free number. Plus, Yankee fans, you're back in action. And you're facing the team that I remember last October I was told is back to being your biggest rival. We examine the state of Yankees Red Sox. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan, too, this afternoon.
This portion of the program is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Total Orthopedics is expanding across Long Island and New Jersey with offices coming to Babylon, West Babylon, Comac, and West Orange. From sprains and broken bones to complex sports injuries, they're the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com today. It's also sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery.
23.
That's the longest?
Rami looked it up. 1961 Phillies, who, if I'm not mistaken, lost 108 games that year. You could look that up. I think they lost over 100 games.
Couple weeks away for the Mets.
Yeah, they're still they're not at the halfway point. If they lose today, they'll get to the halfway point. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama's making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you get the book of Best of One Sport. Rockets-Lakers game 2 tonight, and whether or not Kevin Durant plays, I think Jabari Smith should be attacking the glass. Smith had 12 rebounds in the Game 1 loss on Saturday. 5 of them came on the offensive boards. Smith played 43 minutes in Game 1. That number ain't ticking down too much if KD plays. At 6'11", he'll be asked to crash the glass all night again. This number 6.5 at plus money this morning. Let's go over on Jabari Smith's rebounds. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today. My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. Ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Hey, business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Get started at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
If your business needs a van, step up to a Mercedes-Benz van from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. Choose from cargo, crew, and passenger models, each designed to handle whatever your workday demands. From refrigeration to construction deliveries to service calls, a Sprinter van can be customized to fit your exact needs. For every job, every trade, there's a Sprinter that helps you stay organized, work smarter, and save time. And at Mercedes-Benz of Edison, you'll get the expertise to find and upfit the right van for your business. Visit RayCatinaEdison.com.
Who sells Continental tires for less than Town Fair Tire? Nobody. Who has a better selection of Continental tires than Town Fair Tire? Nobody. And who gives you more free services for the life of those Continental tires? Nobody. Town Fair Tire has over 100 locations and over 600,000 tires in stock, all at the guaranteed lowest price. And that's why we say nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
In digital advertising, everyone talks about clicks, but clicks don't pay the bills. Sales do. Outcomes from Viant is a new way to advertise that prioritizes your bottom line. Our AI-driven technology looks past the noise to find the customers most likely to buy your product. It's smarter, faster, and designed for real-world results. It's smarter advertising made simple. Visit Viant.ai.
And Doug. There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug.
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Hey everyone, Boomer here. If you love eating great food as much as I do, you have to listen up. The Chef IQ Sense wireless thermometer and the mini oven are must-haves in your kitchen. The thermometer helps perfectly cook your chicken, fish, or meat, and the oven is an all-in-one hero that bakes, broils, air fries, toast, and much more. For years now, I've been telling you about how amazing these products are and how they have changed my life. Now it's time to change yours. Go to ChefIQ.com and don't forget to use the code word BOOMER to save big at checkout. That's code word BOOMER at ChefIQ.com.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Right now, new FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get $250 back in bonus bets if your first bet wins. FanDuel puts player research right at your fingertips, so you can check stats, trends, and matchups all in one place and make your picks with confidence. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and older, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which do expire 7 days after receipt. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Balancing style, advanced technology, and craftsmanship in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Get more with the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, the smart choice. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
So I'm watching Evander Holyfield in this Terra Origin creatine commercial, right? Dude looks like he's ready to go 12 rounds tonight, and he's in his 60s. Meanwhile, you tweaked your back getting off the couch. So I checked out Terra Origin's creatine. It looks like a clean, no-nonsense formula. Just strength, endurance, and go. They also have these easy-to-use on-the-go stick packets, so whether you're hitting the gym, chasing your kids around, or yelling at the refs on Sunday, show up ready. Terra Origin creatine is game-changing. Check them out now at TerraOrigin.com and save 20% off your first order with free shipping.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch, presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Your official home to talk New York sports is WFAN. Call us anytime at 888-808-1019. The Fan, 1019 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
We have a Juan Soto update. So give it to us, Sean.
All right, this Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Cooking easy as 1, 2, 3. Discover how at chefiq.com. According to John Heyman, Juan Soto will return to the Mets tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Not tonight. So tonight, Nolan McLean on the hill. Mets looking to snap the 11-game losing streak versus Simeon Woods Richardson at 7:10, and you will not have Juan Soto. It's also Yankees Red Sox on the Fan tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Luis Hale versus Connerly Early.
Yeah, you're getting two lefties today and tomorrow, including Ranger Suarez tomorrow. Let's see Aaron Boone actually play one of his best hitters every day, and that being Ben Rice.
Ben Rice can't not play tonight.
He cannot not play tonight, and he cannot not play tomorrow. Yankees Red Sox is a fascinating rivalry. I remember last year we were talking about how it's just hasn't clicked. And then last year, you guys get a very entertaining best-of-3 wild card series. And you said to me and Tiki, see, it's Yankees-Red Sox. No juice for Yankees-Red Sox tonight.
I'm juiced for it.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm very juiced for it.
Show me some juice.
Show you some juice. I can't wait. I think it's a big, important start for Luis Hale. And ironically enough, no, Evan, if we're being real, we've already fast-forwarded. We're looking ahead to Thursday. In the midst of all of this.
Cam Schlittler at Fenway Park.
Cam Schlittler versus the Red Sox. And it's been like a blip because all this stuff's going on with the Knicks in the NFL draft. But Cam Schlittler's getting death threats from people in Boston.
I don't know if that's true.
I think it's true.
You think that's
Why
true?
would he make that up?
I saw Jared Carabas, who
when he says it.
Well, I actually do believe him. He has a worldly popular podcast. He used to join me on my Saturday show. Great Red Sox fan. He said none of that's true. That people in Boston don't even care about Cam Schlittler.
Okay.
So I believe him.
So what reason would Cam have to make that up?
I think Cam, to his credit, is doing the Jordan thing. Like he's trying to, and then I took it personal. You know, one of those kinds of bits.
Okay. I disagree. I can't wait to watch that Thursday.
Well, let's see the reaction from him. Let's see if he gets kind of that hated treatment upon his return. But right now, the Yankees are back in first place. They got a 1-game lead on Tampa Bay. The Red Sox are off to a mediocre start at 9-13, and that series begins tonight. Early start times up in Boston, 6:45. So you get the pregame show right around 6 o'clock.
Connerly early start times.
Yeah, because it's early.
Yeah.
There you go. Look at
You're
you.
welcome. 6:40, and 6:10 on Thursday.
6:10 on Thursday?
We might wrap that game before the NFL draft.
I mean, it's entirely possible. That's going to be a crazy, crazy day. So Yankees, Red Sox, Mets trying to turn their season around. Juan Soto will debut or re-debut tomorrow. Let's get to some of your calls. 888-808-1019. Zach in Brooklyn. What's up, Zach? Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up, Evan?
Yo.
I got 2 bones to pick with you.
Go.
The first one, a couple months ago, I called in and I said that David Stearns has got to be on a short leash after the collapse last year.
Right.
And you told me, and I quote, that David Stearns is the safest general manager in all of New York sports.
He is.
There is no way you still believe that.
I do. Because what you need to keep in mind is my opinion is different than my observations. My observations is that this owner, Steve Cohen, waited out a year and a half of Billy Epler as his GM so he could hire David Stearns, so he could hand him the keys to the organization. If you think, as mad as it makes you, and I'm not saying it shouldn't make you mad, I get it. If you think this horrible season is going to be enough for Steve Cohen to pull the trigger on the remaking of the Mets and David Stearns as team president, I'm sorry. You're not going to like the truth.
How do you say he's safer than Brian Cashman?
I think I over-exaggerate with he's the safest guy in New York.
Okay.
But I think he is incredibly safe. Like Steve Cohen, no matter how bad this is, and it's bad, no one's defending it, nor am I defending David Stearns' moves. But being a team president is a lot more than just the moves we react to. It's a lot of other things. It's rebuilding the infrastructure of an organization. It's hiring a bunch of people. It's scouting. Like, I'm just telling you that I'm sorry you're wrong. Carlos Mendoza's on a hot seat. No doubt about it.
Safer than Leon Rose?
Yes. Actually, I would say yes to that. Yeah. I don't know what Dolan would do. I have no idea.
I guess that's true.
I mean, first he'll wiretap Leon Rose.
Yeah.
Make sure that all the conversations are okay. But no, I wouldn't be surprised by anything James Dolan does. I think the Cashman one is a fair counter because he's been there for so long.
If he hasn't been fired, I don't know when he would ever be let go. He's going to retire on his own at some point.
But as an IBO, not defending David Stearns' work. His work has been bad in terms of building the Major League roster this year. You don't think there's any chance Steve Cohen would fire him?
Well,
he's not.
This year?
Sorry.
No. If this season really, really continued down
he's not getting fired. They could lose 100 games.
But forget this year. Then they start off next year, and they're just in a rut in April and May.
Well, we're getting down the road now on years in advance.
Well, next year, yeah.
I think, though, that what we got to remember, and I know it's tough because we're pissed. I'm pissed. I want you to understand. I'm not thrilled with what he did. I don't like the moves. I'll call out the moves. Being a team president is a lot more than just the moves we get mad at.
I get it, but if the team wins 73 games this year, don't think he's on the hot seat next year?
No, I don't actually.
Okay.
Sorry. David's in California. What's up, David?
Hey, guys. I do want to talk about the Knicks. Coincidentally, when I was in college, me and Mike Vrabel used to battle it out over Street Fighter, and I lived with Lorenzo Styles. So I'm very
wow.
kind of random.
Did you and Mike Vrabel fight over women, or were you all content?
No, we just held hands gently while we played the game.
Okay, that sounds romantic.
So, well, I was going to say, the draft coming up, Styles, Downs, all the Buckeye players, it's not even comparable. Styles is Isaiah Simmons from Clemson, does the combine, does the whole thing, does all that stuff. I watched every game that guy played. Great kid, not the guy. You watch Caleb Downs, he's undersized.
You agree with that assessment?
Well, first of all, I think Caleb Downs is the biggest non-miss, so that's where he was going. I think it's a little different. It's easy to make the Isaiah Simmons like, is he positionless comp? Sonny Styles is more of a sideline-to-sideline freak tackler than Isaiah Simmons was.
Evan's in Astoria. What's up, Evan? Evan going once. Evan is gone. Carmine in Howard Beach. What's up, Carmine?
What's going on, Evan?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Morash? How you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Cool. I got a quick theory here. Give me a minute to explain it. And I get it. The Mets core is a little different than when I'm going to go back a couple years ago when Buck Showalter was the manager. Mm-hmm. You remember? I know you remember, Evan. They got plumped. It was like a record in the MLB how many times they got hit by the ball, and
never
not one person did anything.
Yep.
Not one person did anything, and I get it. The core of the team is a lot different than makeup, but Lindor's there, and I'm tying that into what right now and how soft he is, and he's just not a leader, and the smiling, and I know it pisses everybody off, but I've been saying it since year one when he joined the team that he just does that. And if I was a teammate of his, I played hockey. That shit don't fly in hockey, and Morash knows.
I think he mixed in a bad word.
Yeah.
But let me address this on Francisco Lindor. And this is why I get why Met fans are mad at him and they blame him for stuff. And he deserves a lot of blame. He's off to a terrible start. There's no denying that. And we mentioned all the mental mistakes he's made this season. But whenever we get into the crux of he's not a leader, he's not tough enough, I want to remind you of something very, very important. Because your resume is your resume. He was the leader and the MVP candidate of a team that got to the 6th game of the National League Championship Series 2 seasons ago.
And led by example with how many big moments?
No doubt. And not only that, I know we don't like bringing this up, but he was one of the best players on a team that went to the World Series and the 7th game back in 2016.
We forget that he was on that team.
We forget that. And you should remember the home run he hit against the Yankees the following year.
Mm-hmm.
That team, that Cleveland team, won 22 in a row. Like, he's got a resume of being a really good player on some really good teams. So whenever we decide to just blame him, we can't win with him, he's won before. Now, he hasn't won like Derek Jeter's won. I get that. He hasn't won multiple championships. But he's been the best player or leader on some really good teams. And I find it fascinating. It's like a case study on how quickly some Met fans have turned on Francisco Lindor.
Oh, you know what that's about.
I do, but I also think back to that day where we were doing the watch party. Mets-Braves game 161. And Joe B came on right after when Lindor hit that home run. And there was a feeling of, he is a Met. He's our guy. There'll be hard times, but we'll always love him. That isn't even 2 years ago. Like, that moved so quickly. And then the grand slam against the Phillies and all that, and the battle cries for him to be captain. And even last year, like, he wasn't a bad player last year. And this start, combined with, I guess, the roster changing and him being the last man standing,
that's it,
has caused, like, one of the great turns I think I've ever seen to a local player.
Listen, fair or not fair, no matter how much Lindor was loved, he wasn't loved more than Pete, and we'll put Nimmo and McNeil on the back burner there. All of those guys are gone. Whether it's fair or not, the finger gets pointed at Lindor or his wife, which is unfair. And guess what happens? The fans turn. That's it. And winning solves usually everything. They're not winning.
They're not winning. And that's why Francisco...
And he stinks right now.
He's been awful. And that's why he's in the window seat tonight. Brought to you by Windows Seat and Windorama. Save up to 30% on new windows and doors. Until Soto comes back tomorrow, he's their best player. We need him to contribute. I want to get to this quickly about the Knicks, and we'll get back to your calls. There has been a lot of discussion over these 4 hours about who to blame. There's been the blame laid at Jalen Brunson for the hero ball that he played and the lack of defense. There's been blame placed at the feet of Mike Brown for some of the abysmal rotations. Blame placed on Karl Anthony Towns. Some of the blame is now falling onto the lap of Knicks fans.
Ooh.
That Knicks fans started something with C.J. McCollum, and that has caused maybe the Hawks to be better than they were. Here's Jonathan Kuminga, who played great last night, the former Warrior, giving the fans credit for getting not only CJ, but his teammates really going last night.
Just curious, how do you maybe feed off of it and watch him feed off of just what the fans are saying?
I think mostly, CJ, that got him going. I think he enjoyed that. The crowd shouldn't, really do that or say that. And I think that really got him going. I think it got all of us going, just the energy.
How about that? It's all your fault, people. You got Jonathan Kuminga going, who was great in this game, and the fourth quarter, and you got C.J. McCollum going. He's telling you the fans got the Hawks going. And here's the problem with all this. I give you the information. You can do what you want with it. What are we supposed to do? Sit on our hands?
Right.
Like
you could just boo, like I said yesterday, without the expletives.
But don't you think he would even do the same thing? Like,
I think if you just boo him every time he touches the ball, that's more effective.
But you don't think that Kuminga would give the same? Well, we'd feed off that too. It feels like it's always something to feed off of. Boos are the same thing, aren't they?
But this is what...
No, am I wrong?
No.
I think it's slightly different.
It's different
because of the F word?
Yes. It's not even the F word. It's the personalized chant. And this is... Again, I'm not blaming any Knicks fan because I like the fact that New York fans have an edge. I mean, it's much better than coming into our buildings and it being like stale and sterile. But the truth is, there's something about playing basketball at Madison Square Garden where an opponent is basically begging for that moment. And when that moment happens, they feel invigorated. We have how many examples of this?
They're all aura farming.
Yeah, exactly. Aura farming is a great word.
What does that mean,
Ron?
by the way? I've heard that aura farming. Is that like, what does that mean?
You're essentially trying to make a moment happen out of nothing. You're trying to fantasize it into existence.
So, in other words, like C.J. McCollum has fantasized that the Madison Square Garden fans would hate him.
He wanted to be the villain from day one, so he created himself as villain.
I'm gonna kick Jalen Brunson.
A buddy of mine accused Tommy Lugauer of aura farming, and I didn't even know what it meant.
That's different. That's because I don't think he's more clip farming.
You know where you would consider aura farming?
What?
You basically accused Cam Schlittler of aura farming before.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Sorry.
100%.
Like trying to create something out of nothing so that then the attention is on him.
Oh, that's aura farming?
And you make it a reality. Yeah, now he's got this aura about him that Boston hates him.
I guess I aura farmed against Cam Schlittler.
And
My bad.
C.J. McCollum is not alone. This is when you play the Knicks in a series now, part of the fun, especially if you're an underdog, is going into MSG and going, man, I can get 18,000 New Yorkers to hate my guts tonight.
So the answer is we just have to boo him, Raleigh. That's it. Just boo him, no words.
That's what I thought before the game, and that's what I thought during the game.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, it's better than doing nothing. Well, Game 5 will be on Tuesday
and
night.
What are you going to say when they go home and this is to your point, when the Hawks fans are going crazy on Thursday night, and if the Knicks win, the Hawks fans will help the Knicks win, like, right?
I don't know. Maybe Jalen Brunson would say that. Maybe if they start chanting flopper,
which they did in Detroit right before he hits the step back three last year.
So it helped Jalen Brunson. Remember, the Knicks won every game in Detroit last year, and that streak kept going because the Pistons lost the other night.
08.
Yeah, they haven't won a home playoff game. That streak is still going, which is unbelievable. Let's go to Paul in Yonkers. What's up, Paul?
Evan, good afternoon. I'm sorry, buddy. I got to disagree with you. We got to boo the Mets out of the stadium tonight to get to Cohen and Stearns to let them know we are the New York Mets. We ain't accepting this. You got rid of the core four, and this is what you gave us. You got rid of Pete and Beatty and Mark Valento's on first base. Hey, Mark, you're supposed to catch the ball. Does every ball go through your legs?
Paul.
Get out of here.
Paul.
They don't belong on the team.
Paul, you're not going to
yes.
You're not going to believe this, but I'm not even joking with you. So I'm taking my son tonight. I got 2 extras. You want to come with us tonight?
No, thank you.
That's the best.
No, thank you.
Paul doesn't want to be booed out of the stadium, too.
I got 2. I mean, I can't even get rid of them because no one wants to go. And Paul's like, nah, I'm good. I gave him a chance to join me. He could have been next to me booing everyone out of the building, and he said, nah, I'm good.
Also, Paul, it's the Fab Four, buddy, not the Core Four. There's a big difference.
Oh, whatever. You got parse words here. And Steve Cohen called him that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't that a whole thing last year?
And it was to set up Beatles night, remember? We ended up finding out because McMonagle had to, play the Beatles card. We thought it was about something else.
I was on vacation, so I didn't care. I still can't get the vision of Steve Cohen sitting there courtside watching the Knicks blow a lead yesterday.
With the hat on.
Are Met Knick fans going to blame him? That's what I wonder about. Are the Met... Because I know
not yet, but...
You think he's going to take the heat?
Man, if this losing streak continues the next 2 nights, and then the Knicks lose on Thursday...
Yeah.
And combined, nobody's won a game since Steve Cohen went to the Knicks game? I mean, you do the math.
I'm trying to... So
we're irrational enough in this
I've
town.
listened to most of the station today. I heard a little bit of Tommy, Boomer, and Gio, us. We've talked about Steve being there. We've had fun with it, but I don't think any of us have really blamed Steve Cohen. So I don't think anyone's done it yet. Do you think Craig or Big Mac will blame Steve Cohen?
No. I don't think it's in their nature.
Not in their nature to put it on Steve?
No. Craig's not putting it on an owner. Are you kidding me?
Well, he put it on that owner. He's not putting it on James Dolan, but I'll put it on Steve Cohen.
I've lost track on who Craig loves and not, to be honest with
But you and Craig have some relationship.
I love Craig.
Yeah. There's a weird, flirtatious hatred relationship between the two of you.
I just hope you're sitting next to each other on Thursday.
I know. Well, do you know what Craig said about you yesterday? This one jumped out at me. I didn't pull the audio. He said you suggested that we all have a gummy when we do the draft show on Thursday night. He said, yeah, it was Sean's idea.
I don't remember if I said that out loud, but I think it would make for amazing content, yes.
I think he agreed with you.
And by the way, everybody would chill out. I think it would be great on camera.
I can't
the guys
do it,
this
man.
morning were talking about microdosing during the
I don't know what that is. What's microdosing?
It means you take a little bit at a time, and then when
How much are we going to have to explain to you today?
A lot. I don't understand much. I took one gummy one time, and it caused me to freak out. So I'm kind of afraid
if
of
that's
it.
your first experience, edibles is not the way to do it.
Yeah. Or you microdose.
Oh, okay. So maybe we'll microdose. Actually, I can't. I got to be focused on that Met Twin game. Big game. Let's go to Dan in Saratoga. What's up, Dan?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. When you guys talk about Russini and Vrabel, one thing hits me is I listen to a lot of talk radio, and one host would say, we got some scoop right now. The other host would say, who's the source? He would say Russini, and the other host would say, well, that's a good one. Now, that this has been exposed.
Yeah.
If Vrabel was her feed bag, then she might not be the female Schefter we all thought she was.
Yeah, but can I tell you why I disagree? Because I think in your description, I'm the guy who says I trust Diana Russini, and I have. And I've argued with Jet fans about this because she and Zach Rosenblatt have reported stories about the Jets. I think the whole Woody Johnson Madden story came from her and from him. I think she's a good reporter. Now, I don't know how she gets her info, much like I don't know how Schefter gets his info.
Correct.
I don't know how anybody gets their info.
I'll take it a step further. I'm not saying what she did was right at all, nor should any reporter do that. We want to talk about journalistic integrity. I have no doubts anymore that she was a good reporter. How much closer can you get to an NFL organization?
That's actually a very fair point. If anything, now I trust her more.
Yes. How could I ever question what she reported? She is quite literally an insider.
And the reality is, I like John Heyman, and I don't want to start anything with him. I saw him at spring training, good guy. Not a fan of some people here, but I love John.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I'll use him as an example because he's sort of a friend. I don't know how he gets his information. I have no idea.
Can't even believe it.
He's the one that has Soto's coming back tomorrow. I have no idea how. I don't think he's doing anything untowardry, but I'm sure there are others that are. There are reporters that are probably doing things we have no idea to get their information. And I hate to be a bottom line guy, but I am a bottom line guy. What's the information? That's it.
That's all you care.
I get it. Ethically, it's wrong to do a lot of those things. But that's not what I'm studying right now. I'm not studying the ethics of Adam Schefter or the ethics of Diana Russini or the ethics of Mike Florio. I have no idea.
Unless the reporting manipulates the outcome.
Of course. Unless it's not true or it's only being placed out there for manipulative reasons, which I think it does a lot. And that's what I try to do as just a talk show host. When something comes out, I say, okay, let's play the game. Why did this come out? Why was this leaked out? What's the motivation? And we do that a lot around here because sometimes information's leaked out for a reason. Yeah. It's why you can have sources, but your sources sometimes will leak things to you for a reason. Organizations do it all the time.
Puppeteering.
It's a little puppeteering, if you will. So, fascinating stuff, that's for sure. If you've missed any of the show, a lot of Knicks early on if you rewind on the Odyssey app. Plus, Mike Vrabel comments on the Diana Russini situation. We played that at 1 o'clock. And plenty of Mets talk and Giants talk mixed in. So you can always rewind it on the Odyssey app. Download the Evan and Tiki podcast or check out the YouTube page. Carton Show's coming up next. Tiki and I and Shaun will be here. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Great job, Rami. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.